Welcome to our mega compilation of 153 random facts for you to enjoy. Let's go. Number 1. About 700 grapes go into one bottle of wine. It takes around 700 grapes to make a single bottle of wine, which equates to approximately 2.6 pounds of fruit. This number can vary depending on the grape variety and how the wine is made. Vineyards carefully select and harvest grapes at the perfect moment to ensure optimal flavor, acidity, and sweetness. Red wines usually require more grapes than whites, as skins, seeds, and stems often contribute to the flavor and body. Wine lovers owe much of their enjoyment to these precious, labor-intensive grapes, which undergo a meticulous process of crushing, fermenting, aging, and bottling to create the perfect pour. Number 2. Fear of the number 13 is called triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia is an irrational fear of the number 13, affecting millions of people worldwide. This superstition has deep cultural roots, with the number 13 being linked to bad luck in various traditions. Some believe its origins trace back to Norse mythology, where 13 guests at a banquet led to chaos and death. In Christianity, Judas, the apostle who betrayed Jesus, was the 13th guest at the Last Supper. The fear is so strong that some buildings skip the 13th floor, and airlines may omit the 13th row. People with triskaidekaphobia often experience anxiety when confronted with this supposedly cursed number. Number 3. Baby sea otters can't swim right away. Sea otter pups are born helpless and unable to swim. They rely entirely on their mothers for survival, who wrap them in kelp to keep them from drifting away while they hunt. Newborn otters have dense, fluffy fur that traps air, making them buoyant but incapable of diving. The mother spends weeks teaching her pup to swim and groom its fur, a skill crucial for insulation and waterproofing. Until they master swimming, baby otters float like little fluffy rafts, relying on their mother's care and protection. This early bonding period is vital for the pup's development and future independence in the wild. Number 4. There's a world record for the most world record titles. Ashrita Furman holds the Guinness World Record for the most world records set and broken. As of now, he has earned more than 600 titles throughout his life. His achievements include everything from holding the record for the most watermelons sliced on his stomach in 1 minute to climbing Mount Fuji on a pogo stick. Furman's passion began in 1979, inspired by a spiritual teacher who encouraged pushing the limits of human potential. Since then, he has dedicated his life to mastering an eclectic variety of feats, embodying the spirit of adventure, creativity, and sheer determination in his extraordinary record-breaking journey. Number 5. There's a word for animals with partial pigment loss. Animals with partial pigment loss are described as piebald. This term is commonly used in veterinary and biological contexts to refer to animals with unpigmented, white patches of fur, feathers, or skin. Piebaldism occurs when there is a lack of melanocytes, the cells responsible for pigment production. The genetic condition can appear in various species, including horses, birds, deer, and even humans. Unlike albinism, piebaldism does not affect the entire body. These striking patterns make piebald animals stand out in the wild, sometimes affecting their camouflage abilities, but often becoming a point of fascination for wildlife enthusiasts and photographers. Number 6. We're all stars. The phrase, "we're all made of stardust," is more than poetic, it's scientifically accurate. The elements that make up our bodies, like carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and iron, were forged in the cores of stars through nuclear fusion. When massive stars died in supernova explosions, they scattered these elements across the cosmos, eventually forming new stars planets, and living organisms. This means that every atom in our bodies has a cosmic origin, connecting us to the universe in a fundamental way. Our very existence is a testament to the life cycles of stars, making the universe feel a little more interconnected. Number 7. The largest sandcastle in the world measured 54 feet high. In 2021, a team of sculptors in Blokhus, Denmark, broke the world record for the tallest sandcastle, standing at an impressive 54 feet and 9 inches high. The massive structure required nearly 5,000 tons of sand, strengthened with a touch of clay and glue to withstand wind and rain. The intricate design featured various figures, towers, and patterns that amazed onlookers. This colossal sandcastle took weeks of meticulous planning and construction, involving sculptors from all over the world. It was built as a tribute to community and creativity, capturing the imagination of visitors and celebrating the timeless joy of sand art. Number 8. There are over 10 holidays that celebrate chocolate. Chocolate lovers have multiple reasons to celebrate, as more than 10 holidays worldwide are dedicated to this beloved treat. National Chocolate Day in the U.S. falls on October 28th, while International Chocolate Day is celebrated on September 13th, coinciding with the birthday of Milton S. Hershey. Other chocolate-themed holidays include World Chocolate Day on July 7th, National Chocolate-Covered Anything Day on December 16th, and National Milk Chocolate Day on July 28th. These celebrations pay tribute to chocolate's rich history, from ancient Mayan rituals to modern-day indulgence, recognizing its global impact as a comfort food and symbol of decadence. Number 9. Chocolate is kinda a fruit. Technically, chocolate comes from cacao beans, which are seeds found in the pods of the Theobroma cacao tree. These pods are classified as fruits, making chocolate a derivative of a fruit. Cacao trees grow in tropical regions, and each pod contains 20 to 50 cacao beans surrounded by a sweet, pulpy flesh. The beans are fermented, dried, roasted, and ground to produce chocolate. While the sugary processed chocolate we enjoy today is far removed from its natural state, pure cacao is packed with antioxidants and nutrients, giving chocolate its somewhat healthy reputation when consumed in its raw or dark form. Number 10. The way you eat Oreos says something about your personality. Psychologists and experts in body language have studied how people eat Oreos and concluded that it can reveal aspects of their personality. If you twist the cookie apart, you might be a curious, detail-oriented person who enjoys understanding how things work. If you dunk your Oreo in milk, you're likely to be adventurous and willing to break the rules. People who eat the entire cookie at once are often confident and efficient. While these observations are lighthearted and unscientific, they offer a fun way to reflect on our habits and share laughs with friends over a pack of everyone's favorite sandwich cookies. Number 11. The moon has its own time zones. Despite being a celestial body, the moon does have a form of timekeeping, which scientists have used to coordinate lunar missions. Lunar time zones differ from those on Earth due to the moon's unique day and night cycle, which lasts about 29.5 Earth days. NASA and other space agencies establish time for each mission using Coordinated Universal Time, UTC, as a baseline, but with adjustments based on the mission's landing site and duration. With growing interest in moon colonization and exploration, creating a standardized lunar time zone could become necessary, especially for long-term scientific research and potential human settlements. Number 12. A team of 6 women programmed the first digital computer. During World War II, a groundbreaking team of 6 women, known as the ENIAC programmers, was responsible for programming the first all-electronic digital computer, the ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. These brilliant women, Kay McNulty, Betty Jennings, Betty Snyder, Marlon Westkoff, Fran Bilas, and Ruth Lichterman, pioneered modern computer programming without any manuals or programming languages. They meticulously configured thousands of wires and switches to create algorithms for complex mathematical calculations used in military efforts. Despite their monumental contributions to computing history, their work went largely unrecognized for decades, and only recently have they received the credit they truly deserve. Number 13. Baby elephants suck their trunks for comfort. Much like human babies suck their thumbs, baby elephants suck their trunks to soothe themselves. This behavior helps them feel secure and is a sign of comfort and contentment. Sucking their trunks also aids in learning how to use this versatile appendage, which they will later rely on for drinking, eating, and social interactions. As they grow, young elephants use their trunks for all sorts of purposes, from splashing in water to communicating with their herd. This adorable behavior provides insight into the emotional and social lives of elephants, highlighting the strong family bonds and playful nature that make these creatures so endearing. Number 14. There's a 107-acre forest made up of a single tree. The pando, also known as the trembling giant, is a massive colony of quaking aspen trees in Utah. While it appears to be a forest, it is actually one organism connected by a single root system, making it one of the world's largest living organisms. This clonal colony spans over 107 acres and is estimated to be thousands of years old. The pando reproduces by sprouting new trees from its extensive roots, rather than through seed dispersal. Despite its resilience, this ancient wonder faces threats from climate change, disease, and human activity, prompting conservationists to work diligently to protect it. Number 15. Dr. Seuss wrote Green Eggs and Ham on a bet. The beloved children's book Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss came into existence because of a friendly wager. Publisher Bennett Cerf bet Seuss, whose real name was Theodore Geisel, that he couldn't write a book using only 50 unique words. Rising to the challenge, Seuss crafted the whimsical tale of Samus I Am and his relentless attempts to get a reluctant character to try an unusual meal. The book's simplicity and repetition helped make it a classic, ideal for early readers. Green Eggs and Ham went on to become one of Dr. Seuss's best-selling works, proving that even constraints can spark creativity. Number 16. You can ride a train through the Tunnel of Love. The Tunnel of Love, located near Klavan, Ukraine, is a romantic, tree-covered railway passage that looks like something out of a fairy tale. The lush greenery forms a natural, arching tunnel that stretches for about 3 to 5 kilometers along the train tracks. Couples and travelers visit this picturesque spot, which is particularly enchanting in spring and summer when the trees are in full bloom. Legend has it that if two lovers make a wish in the tunnel and their love is true, the wish will come true. The Tunnel of Love remains a popular destination for photo shoots and romantic strolls. Number 17. Fall leaf colors are present year-round. The vibrant reds, oranges, and yellows that decorate trees in autumn are actually present year-round, but are masked by the green pigment called chlorophyll. During the growing season, chlorophyll dominates, allowing trees to convert sunlight into energy through photosynthesis. As days grow shorter and temperatures drop in the fall, trees break down chlorophyll and reabsorb its nutrients. This reveals the underlying pigments, such as carotenoids, yellow and orange, and anthocyanins, red and purple. These hidden colors are finally displayed in a dazzling show before the leaves eventually fall, marking the seasonal change and delighting nature enthusiasts everywhere. Number 18. Germany has more castles than there are McDonald's in the United States. Germany boasts an impressive number of castles, approximately 25,000, while there are only around 13,000 McDonald's locations in the United States. These castles, ranging from medieval fortresses to Renaissance palaces, reflect the country's rich history and architectural diversity. Some, like Neuschwanstein Castle, attract millions of tourists annually with their fairy tale beauty, while others stand as mysterious ruins in picturesque landscapes. Many castles have been restored and transformed into museums, hotels, or event spaces, offering visitors a glimpse into the past. Germany's abundance of castles makes it a dream destination for history buffs, architecture enthusiasts, and anyone fascinated by tales of knights and royalty. Number 19. In Washington State, it's illegal to kill Bigfoot. In Washington State, there's a unique law that makes it illegal to kill Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or any other ape-like creature presumed to be roaming the wilderness. The law was first passed in Skamania County in 1969, imposing fines and potential jail time for harming the legendary cryptid. The ordinance was later amended to declare Skamania County a Sasquatch refuge, promoting conservation and respect for the myth. This quirky regulation reflects the Pacific Northwest's fascination with Bigfoot, a creature often associated with dense, misty forests. Whether real or imagined, the law underscores the region's cultural love for its famous, elusive inhabitant. Number 20. Sloths are slow in everything they do, including digestion. Sloths are known for their leisurely lifestyle, moving so slowly that algae often grow on their fur. Their slowness extends to their digestion, which can take up to a month to fully process a single meal of leaves. This slow metabolism is a survival strategy, as leaves provide little energy or nutrients. A sloth's digestive system produces minimal gas, meaning they rarely, if ever, pass gas traditionally. Instead, their intestines slowly absorb the gases, and they exhale them. This efficient system is crucial for their tree-dwelling lifestyle, as sudden movements or loud noises could attract predators, making discretion a sloth's best defense. Number 21. Cornflakes were invented to suppress sexual impulses. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, the co-creator of cornflakes, developed the cereal as part of his mission to promote a bland diet that would supposedly curb sexual desires, specifically to combat the practice of masturbation. Kellogg, a staunch advocate of abstinence and purity, believed that simple, plain foods could help suppress carnal urges. In the late 19th century, he ran a sanitarium where he advocated for clean living, a vegetarian diet, and other eccentric practices. Cornflakes were initially served as a health food at his institution before becoming a household breakfast staple. Ironically, today's sugary cereals are far from his original vision. Number 22. Giraffes in the wild only sleep for around 5 minutes at a time. Giraffes have evolved to sleep very little, especially in the wild, where danger lurks around every corner. They typically rest for short periods, adding up to only about 30 minutes to 2 hours of sleep per day. Most of this sleep occurs in brief intervals lasting around 5 minutes, and they often remain standing to be ready to run from predators at a moment's notice. Lying down to sleep is a rare and vulnerable act, usually reserved for the safest situations. These majestic creatures have mastered the art of intermittent sleep, staying constantly alert and prepared for any threats in their environment. Number 23. Clownfish can change their sex. Clownfish are fascinating creatures with a unique ability. They can change their sex. Born male, clownfish live in hierarchical social groups led by a dominant female. If the female dies, the largest male in the group undergoes a sex change, transforming into the new female to maintain the group's reproductive order. This transformation is irreversible and involves significant physical and behavioral changes. The reproductive advantage of this adaptation ensures the survival of their species in the limited, competitive environments of coral reefs. This extraordinary capability showcases the diverse and sometimes surprising reproductive strategies found in the animal kingdom. Number 24. A grizzly bear's bite is strong enough to crush a bowling ball. Grizzly bears possess one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, with a force of about 1,000 pounds per square inch, psi. This strength is enough to crush a bowling ball or snap large bones effortlessly. Their powerful jaws and sharp teeth are crucial for tearing through tough flesh, crushing bones to access marrow, and defending themselves from threats. Despite this intimidating power, grizzly bears are often misunderstood. They are typically shy and avoid human contact unless provoked or threatened. Encountering a grizzly in the wild is a reminder of their immense strength and the importance of respecting wildlife. Number 25. Lady Gaga once spent $50,000 on a ghost detector. Pop icon Lady Gaga reportedly shelled out $50,000 on a state-of-the-art electromagnetic field meter, a device used to detect paranormal activity. Known for her theatrical and eccentric persona, Gaga has a deep interest in the supernatural and believes in protecting herself from ghosts. She once claimed to be haunted by a spirit named Ryan, and the ghost detector became part of her tour essentials. While the idea of investing such a large sum in ghost hunting equipment might sound outrageous to some, it reflects her commitment to exploring the unknown and maintaining her unique, larger-than-life image that captivates fans worldwide. Number 26. Woodpeckers wrap their tongues around their brains to protect themselves. Woodpeckers have evolved an incredible adaptation to prevent brain damage while hammering away at trees. Their tongues are extraordinarily long and, when retracted, wrap around the back of their skull and brain. This unique anatomical feature provides a cushioning effect, reducing the impact of repeated pecking. Woodpeckers strike trees with tremendous force, up to 20 times per second, so this natural shock absorption is essential for survival. Additionally, their skulls are thick but spongy, and they have strong neck muscles to further minimize the damage. This combination of protective features enables woodpeckers to feed on insects and carve out nesting holes without harming themselves. Number 27. Male giraffes taste female urine to check for fertility. Male giraffes have an unusual way of determining if a female is ready to mate. They perform a phlegm response by tasting her urine. When a female urinates, the male will lick a sample and analyze the hormones within to assess if she is in estrus, the phase in which she is most fertile. This behavior, while strange to humans, is a practical reproductive strategy that ensures successful mating. Giraffes have highly developed senses, and this method helps males conserve energy by only pursuing females who are ready to conceive. It's an example of the fascinating reproductive rituals found in the animal kingdom. Number 28. The warty comb jellyfish has no anus. The warty comb jellyfish, a bizarre and primitive sea creature, lacks a permanent anus. Instead, its digestive process involves a temporary opening that forms when waste needs to be expelled. When the jellyfish has finished digesting, a hole forms in its body's outer layer, allowing waste to be released. Once excretion is complete, the hole closes, and the jellyfish's body structure returns to normal. This adaptation, known as transient defecation, is quite rare in the animal kingdom. Scientists study this process to better understand the evolution of digestive systems and how some marine organisms have developed efficient yet unconventional biological functions. Number 29. Living bones are wet and slightly flexible. Contrary to the dry, brittle bones seen in skeletons, living bones are surprisingly wet and flexible. Up to 1/3 of bone mass is made of water, with the rest consisting of collagen, a soft, elastic protein, and calcium phosphate, which provides strength. This composition allows bones to absorb pressure, bend slightly, and withstand stress without breaking easily. The flexibility of bones is crucial for movement, shock absorption, and injury prevention. Bones are also living tissues that constantly regenerate, with cells breaking down and rebuilding bone material throughout our lives. This dynamic process keeps our skeletal system strong, adaptable, and ready for action. Number 30, Achu syndrome causes sneezing when exposed to bright light. If you sneeze uncontrollably when suddenly exposed to bright light or intense sunlight, you might have inherited a genetic trait known as Achu syndrome, or photic sneeze reflex. Affecting about 10–35% of the population, this phenomenon occurs when overstimulated optic nerves trigger the sneeze reflex. Researchers believe that signals from the optic nerve overlap with those from the trigeminal nerve, which controls sneezing. While not harmful, the reflex can be inconvenient, especially for people who spend a lot of time outdoors. Achu syndrome is a curious reminder of the complex and often quirky ways our nervous system functions. Number 31, cannibalism is technically legal in the Netherlands. Surprisingly, there is no specific law in the Netherlands that makes cannibalism illegal. While obtaining human flesh or body parts through legal means is nearly impossible, as murder, body desecration, and illegal organ trading are all crimes, the act of consuming human flesh itself isn't explicitly forbidden. This legal loophole has fueled debates about ethics and legality, though actual instances of cannibalism are exceedingly rare. The concept challenges society's understanding of law and morality, sparking philosophical questions about what is permissible if no specific law is being violated, even in a society that otherwise upholds respect for human life and dignity. Number 32, the short-horned lizard squirts blood from its eyes. The short-horned lizard has a bizarre yet effective defense mechanism. It squirts blood from its eyes. When threatened by predators, the lizard's ocular sinuses fill with blood, creating pressure that forces blood to spurt out in a stream up to 3 feet away. The blood contains chemicals that taste foul to canine predators, like coyotes and wolves, deterring them from further attacks. This tactic confuses and repels predators long enough for the lizard to escape. While effective, the lizard only resorts to this defense in extreme cases. The unique adaptation demonstrates the lengths to which some creatures will go to ensure survival. Number 33. Frogs use their eyes to help swallow food. When frogs eat, they use their eyes in a fascinating way to aid in swallowing. As a frog swallows, its eyes sink into its skull, pressing against the roof of its mouth to help push food down its throat. This motion forces food into the esophagus, allowing frogs to gulp down prey much larger than one might expect. The eye-popping action is necessary because frogs lack the complex chewing mechanisms found in mammals. Their sticky tongues and eye-assisted swallowing system enable them to devour insects and small animals whole, showcasing the ingenuity of nature in developing efficient, if unusual, feeding methods. Number 34. Human brains are constantly eating themselves. Our brains engage in a process called phagocytosis, where cells eat other cells or waste material. This is part of the brain's continuous cleaning and maintenance routine. Microglia, the brain's immune cells, remove damaged neurons and unnecessary synapses to maintain healthy brain function. During sleep, this cleanup process becomes more active as our brains reorganize and eliminate waste accumulated throughout the day. However, chronic sleep deprivation can lead to excessive pruning, potentially causing damage over time. This fascinating yet unsettling process highlights the importance of sleep for mental health and underscores how the brain manages its resources to stay efficient. Number 35. Ants don't have lungs. Ants, despite being highly efficient creatures, do not have lungs. Instead, they breathe through tiny holes called spiracles located along the sides of their bodies. These spiracles are connected to a network of tubes, known as trachea, which deliver oxygen directly to their tissues and organs. Carbon dioxide, the waste product of respiration, is expelled through the same network. This simple yet effective respiratory system supports their active lifestyle, enabling ants to perform tasks like carrying food many times their body weight. The absence of lungs allows ants to remain small and lightweight, perfectly adapted to their environment and communal way of life. Number 36. Before toilet paper, corn cobs were used as a method of wiping. Long before the invention of modern toilet paper, people used a variety of natural items to maintain hygiene, with corn cobs being a common choice in rural America. Corn cobs were plentiful, inexpensive, and surprisingly effective at cleaning. They could be reused several times before being discarded, making them a practical solution for early settlers. Other materials used throughout history included leaves, moss, wool, and even stones. In some cultures, seashells or sponges on sticks were employed. The development of commercial toilet paper in the 19th century revolutionized bathroom habits, but the humble corn cob remains a quirky part of hygiene history. Number 37. Human tongues have unique tongue prints. Just like fingerprints, human tongues have unique patterns that could, in theory, be used for identification. The tongue surface is covered with distinct ridges, bumps, and grooves, making each one different from another. These patterns remain consistent throughout a person's life, as they are genetically determined. Researchers have explored the idea of using tongue prints for biometric security, as they are nearly impossible to forge and could be more reliable than fingerprints. However, practical applications have yet to be widely implemented. Number 38. The Atlantic Ocean is the saltiest of the 5 ocean basins. Among the world's 5 major oceans, the Atlantic Ocean holds the title of saltiest. Its high salinity is due to various factors, including evaporation rates, river runoff, and ocean currents. The tropical and subtropical regions experience significant evaporation, which leaves behind higher concentrations of salt. Meanwhile, the Amazon, Congo, and other large rivers flow into the Atlantic, adding both fresh water and minerals that contribute to the salinity balance. These conditions create a unique marine ecosystem where only certain species thrive. Understanding the Atlantic's salt content is crucial for studying climate patterns and the global movement of water in ocean currents. Number 39. The fastest moving muscle in the human body is in the eye. The orbicularis oculi muscle, responsible for closing the eyelids, is the fastest moving muscle in the human body. We use this muscle to blink, an involuntary reflex that protects the eyes from debris and keeps them lubricated. On average, we blink about 15 to 20 times per minute, with each blink taking only 150 milliseconds. This rapid action is essential for eye health, as it spreads tears evenly over the surface and removes irritants. The speed of this muscle also plays a role in nonverbal communication, as blinking can convey emotions or signal attention. Our eyes truly are remarkable organs, both in function and expression. Number 40. The Olympic rings were first produced in 1913. The iconic Olympic rings were designed by Pierre de Coubertin, the founder of the modern Olympic Games, in 1913. The rings symbolize unity among the continents and represent the coming together of athletes from around the world. Each ring is a different color: blue, yellow, black, green, and red, set against a white background. These colors were chosen because at least one of them appears on every national flag, emphasizing the universality of the Olympic movement. The rings have since become one of the most recognizable symbols in sports, representing not only athletic excellence, but also the hope for global peace and cooperation. Number 41, a French king believed he was made of glass. King Charles VI of France, who reigned from 1380 to 1422, suffered from a psychiatric disorder known as glass delusion. He believed that his body was made of fragile glass and feared shattering if touched. The king took extreme precautions, such as wearing reinforced clothing and avoiding physical contact. Historians believe that his condition was exacerbated by the stress of ruling and the tumultuous events of the Hundred Years' War. Glass delusion was a peculiar psychological phenomenon reported in medieval Europe, reflecting the anxieties of the era. Today, it serves as an example of how cultural context can influence mental health disorders. Number 42, beer was banned in Iceland until 1989. For most of the 20th century, Iceland prohibited beer. The ban, which lasted from 1915 to 1989, was part of a larger movement against alcohol consumption, initially covering all alcoholic beverages. While wine and spirits were eventually legalized, beer remained outlawed due to concerns about promoting binge drinking and its potential impact on society. The lifting of the ban on March 1, 1989, is now celebrated annually as Beer Day, with festivities that include pub crawls and beer tastings. Today, Iceland's beer culture is thriving, with microbreweries and craft beers gaining popularity among locals and visitors eager to sample the country's unique brews. Number 43, the term honeymoon comes from the Middle Ages. The term honeymoon has origins dating back to the Middle Ages. Newly married couples were often gifted a month's supply of mead, a honey-based alcoholic drink, to ensure fertility and happiness in their marriage. This honey month was meant to bring sweetness and prosperity to the union. The word eventually evolved into honeymoon, referring to the initial period of wedded bliss. While the tradition of drinking honey wine has mostly faded, the concept of a honeymoon remains, now associated with romantic vacations taken by couples after their wedding. The term serves as a reminder of ancient customs and the symbolic importance of honey. Number 44, Illinois is the pumpkin capital of the United States. Illinois proudly holds the title of the pumpkin capital of the United States, producing more pumpkins than any other state. The city of Morton, Illinois, is home to the largest pumpkin processing plant in the world, operated by Libby's, which processes over 80% of the world's canned pumpkin. Every fall, the town hosts the Morton Pumpkin Festival, celebrating the harvest with pumpkin-themed events and foods. Illinois' rich soil and ideal growing conditions make it perfect for pumpkin farming, contributing to the state's agricultural success. From pies to lattes, pumpkins are a cherished autumn symbol, and Illinois is at the heart of it all. Number 45, a housefly's feet are 10 million times more sensitive than a human tongue. Houseflies have incredibly sensitive feet, covered in taste receptors that are approximately 10 million times more sensitive than the human tongue. These receptors allow flies to taste whatever they land on, which is crucial for locating food. When a fly touches a surface, it immediately detects the presence of sugars, salts, or other substances that might be edible. This sensitivity helps them determine if a surface is suitable for feeding or laying eggs. Houseflies are also equipped with specialized structures called pulvilli, which enable them to stick to various surfaces. Despite their status as a nuisance, their sensory adaptations are remarkably sophisticated. Number 46. California experiences over 100,000 earthquakes a year. California is one of the most seismically active regions in the world, experiencing over 100,000 earthquakes annually. Most of these quakes are minor, registering below 3.0 on the Richter scale and often going unnoticed by residents. The state's position along the Pacific Ring of Fire, where several tectonic plates meet, is responsible for this frequent seismic activity. The San Andreas Fault, in particular, is a major source of earthquakes, running nearly the entire length of the state. While Californians are accustomed to the occasional tremor, experts continue to study the region's geology to better predict and prepare for potential major earthquakes. Number 47, owls sometimes swallow their food whole. Owls are skilled nocturnal hunters, and their unique digestive system allows them to swallow small prey whole. Their powerful talons and sharp beaks make catching prey easy, but instead of chewing, owls ingest their prey in one gulp. The food then moves to the gizzard, where indigestible parts like bones, fur, and feathers are compacted into a pellet. Hours later, the owl regurgitates this pellet, leaving behind a perfectly formed package of waste. This digestive process enables owls to extract nutrients efficiently while disposing of non-nutritious material. Owl pellets provide a fascinating window into their diet and are often studied by scientists and students. Number 48. Walt Disney banned chewing gum from Disneyland to keep the park clean. Walt Disney famously made the decision not to sell chewing gum at Disneyland to maintain the cleanliness of his theme park. He wanted visitors to experience a magical, pristine environment free from the mess and inconvenience caused by discarded gum. By banning the sale of gum, Disney ensured that sticky residues wouldn't mar park attractions, sidewalks, or benches. This policy continues today, contributing to Disneyland's reputation as one of the cleanest theme parks in the world. Guests are welcome to bring their own gum, but the ban serves as a simple yet effective strategy to keep the happiest place on Earth clean and welcoming. Number 49. Locusts are just grasshoppers that have undergone a transformation. Locusts and grasshoppers are the same species, but locusts undergo a remarkable transformation when exposed to certain environmental conditions. When large numbers of grasshoppers are forced into close quarters, such as during droughts followed by heavy rains, physical and behavioral changes occur. They become more social, develop stronger muscles, and change color, transforming into swarming locusts. This process can be triggered artificially by stroking their hind legs, which releases serotonin and initiates the change. The resulting swarms can devastate crops, causing significant agricultural damage. The locust's ability to shift from solitary to gregarious highlights dramatic impact of environmental stress on behavior. Number 50. Spider legs operate on a hydraulic system. Spider legs move through a unique hydraulic system that relies on the flow of hemolymph, their version of blood. When a spider wants to extend its legs, it increases hemolymph pressure, allowing the legs to move outward. This is why spiders' legs curl inward when they die. The hydraulic pressure drops, and the muscles relax. Unlike most animals, spiders use minimal muscle power for limb extension, relying instead on this efficient hydraulic mechanism. This system enables them to move swiftly and precisely, crucial for hunting and web building. It's a fascinating example of how evolution has engineered unique solutions for movement in the animal world. The word Q is an interesting linguistic curiosity. Pronounced Q, the word retains the same sound even when its last four letters, U-E-U-E, are removed, leaving just the letter Q. The spelling reflects its French origin from the Old French word queue, meaning tail. Historically, the term queue referred to the tail of a beast, especially in medieval art and heraldic designs. The imagery of a tail trailing behind something is fitting for the modern sense of the word, which describes a line or sequence of people or objects waiting in order. The idea of people trailing behind one another in an organized fashion has become a familiar concept in many cultures, especially in places like post offices, movie theaters, or digital waiting lists. The word's evolution from a visual reference to an everyday organizational concept demonstrates the richness and adaptability of language, as well as how words can take on new meanings while preserving elements of their original essence. Number 2, penguins, those charming and tuxedo-clad birds of the southern hemisphere, have some delightful and descriptive collective nouns. When a group of penguins gathers in the water, they are referred to as a raft. This term captures the image of penguins floating closely together on the surface of the ocean, much like a raft of logs or driftwood. Penguins are strong swimmers and often travel in groups for protection and efficiency as they hunt for fish and krill. On land, however, penguins are known as a waddle, a term that humorously describes the way they walk. Penguins have a distinctive side-to-side gait that has endeared them to people worldwide, and the word waddle perfectly encapsulates their adorable, almost comical movement. These terms highlight the adaptability of penguins, as they seamlessly transition from graceful swimmers in the sea to clumsy but determined walkers on land. Their unique behaviors continue to captivate and charm animal lovers everywhere. Number 3, for book lovers and avid readers, the idea of running out of reading material can be genuinely unsettling. This specific fear is known as a bibliophobia, a term that combines the prefix a, meaning without, with the Latin word biblio, meaning book, and the suffix phobia, meaning fear. A bibliophobia isn't widely recognized as a clinical condition, but it resonates with many who find comfort, joy, and escape in the pages of a good book. The prospect of having no new stories, knowledge, or adventures to dive into can be anxiety-inducing, especially for those who see reading as an essential part of daily life. In today's world, where digital libraries, ebooks, and online content provide nearly endless reading options, the fear is somewhat less pressing. Nevertheless, a bibliophobia reflects the deep emotional connection that readers have with literature and the solace that books offer. It's a playful reminder of how much we treasure the written word and the continuous quest for stories that enrich our minds and souls. Number 4, in a delightful intersection between science and pop culture, Indian researchers recently discovered a new species of green pit viper in the forests of Arunachal Pradesh, a state in northeastern India. The striking snake, with its emerald green scales and stealthy nature, reminded the researchers of a famous fictional character, Salazar Slytherin from J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. Salazar Slytherin is one of the founders of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry and the namesake of Slytherin House, known for its cunning, ambition, and association with snakes. The researchers were inspired to name the viper Trimeresurus Salazar as a tribute to the magical world. This naming also highlights the viper's serpentine elegance and slightly menacing allure, reminiscent of the qualities admired by Slytherin. The discovery adds to the rich biodiversity of India and serves as a reminder of the wonders that still lie hidden in the natural world. The scientific community celebrated the name, as it has brought attention to the species and the region's conservation needs, while fans of the Harry Potter series were delighted by this magical nod to their beloved stories. Number 5. At first glance, bears and seals may not seem like close relatives, but appearances can be deceiving when it comes to the animal kingdom. Biologists and genetic studies have shown that bears, family Ursidae, and seals, families Phocidae and Otariidae, share a common evolutionary ancestor, making seals the closest living relatives to bears. Both groups belong to the order Carnivora, a diverse classification that includes land predators like wolves and aquatic mammals like sea lions. The connection between bears and seals is rooted in their shared ancestry with a group of ancient carnivorous mammals that lived millions of years ago. Over time, evolutionary pressures led some members of this group to adapt to life in water, giving rise to seals and sea lions, while others remained on land, evolving into bears. Despite their different habitats, bears and seals have similarities in their skeletal structure, teeth, and certain genetic markers. This relationship highlights the incredible adaptability of mammals and how diverse evolutionary paths can lead to the formation of vastly different species. Understanding these connections helps scientists trace the evolutionary history of mammals and the fascinating ways in which life on Earth has diversified. Number 6. In 2012, beekeepers in the French region of Alsace were astonished to find that their bees had started producing honey in striking, unnatural colors, vibrant shades of green and blue. Concerned and puzzled, the beekeepers launched an investigation to uncover the source of this colorful phenomenon. It turned out that the bees had been foraging near a biogas plant that processed waste from a nearby Mars Inc. factory, which produced M&M candies. The bees had discovered containers filled with sugary leftover candy shells and eagerly consumed the colorful, sugar-laden waste. As a result, the artificial dyes from the M&M shells seeped into the honey, giving it its bizarre hues. While the colorful honey was a sight to behold, it was not suitable for sale, and the incident raised questions about the impact of human industrial activities on the natural behavior of bees. The situation prompted the biogas plant to take measures to prevent bees from accessing the waste, ensuring that future batches of honey would return to their traditional golden hues. This story highlights the interconnectedness of human industry and the natural world, reminding us of the sometimes unintended consequences of our actions on wildlife. Number 7. During the late Middle Ages, books were considered incredibly valuable and rare possessions. Each book had to be painstakingly copied by hand, often by skilled scribes in monasteries or scriptoria, making the production process time-consuming and expensive. As a result, books were treated with the utmost care and were often worth as much as a small estate. To prevent theft, libraries implemented an ingenious security system. They chained their books to bookcases or lecterns. These chains were long enough to allow a person to read the book at the desk, but short enough to prevent someone from walking off with it. This method of protecting books, known as a chained library, became a common practice in monasteries, universities, and cathedrals. One famous example is the chained library at Hereford Cathedral in England, which still has some of its original chained books on display. The practice of chaining books illustrates the reverence and value placed on knowledge and literacy in medieval society. It also reminds us of how far we have come in terms of access to information, as the digital age has made books and knowledge widely available to people around the world. Number 8. Hummingbirds are extraordinary creatures known for their dazzling, iridescent plumage and astonishingly fast wing beats, which can reach up to 80 beats per second. However, these tiny birds have a surprising physical limitation. They cannot walk or hop. Unlike most birds, hummingbirds have extremely short and weak legs that are not adapted for terrestrial movement. Their legs are primarily used for perching, and while they can move sideways in a shuffling motion when perched, they are incapable of walking or hopping like sparrows or robins. This evolutionary trade-off has allowed hummingbirds to develop lightweight bodies that are perfectly suited for their remarkable flying abilities. Their wings provide them with the power to hover in place, fly backward, and perform intricate aerial maneuvers, all of which are crucial for feeding on nectar from flowers. By sacrificing mobility on the ground, Hummingbirds have become one of nature's most agile and specialized flyers, capable of feats that few other birds can match. This unique adaptation highlights the incredible diversity of bird evolution and the ways in which animals evolve to optimize their environments and survival strategies. Number 9. Sometimes, life has a way of bringing things full circle, and in this case, it happened quite literally. In 1995, a woman from Sweden lost her wedding ring while cooking for Christmas. Despite searching everywhere, she couldn't find the cherished piece of jewelry. As it turned out, she had accidentally thrown it away with some vegetable peelings that ended up in her compost pile. 16 years later, in 2012, she was working in her garden when she pulled up a carrot, and to her amazement, her missing wedding ring was wrapped around it. The carrot had grown through the ring, making for a miraculous and heartwarming discovery. The story captured the imaginations of people around the world, serving as a reminder of how nature works in mysterious and sometimes magical ways. The odds of such a reunion were incredibly slim, but it also demonstrated the resilience of precious memories and the enduring nature of love and commitment, symbolized by a simple but deeply significant ring. Number 10. The perception of time varies dramatically across different species, and it's fascinating to consider how this phenomenon influences an animal's experience of the world. Studies have shown that smaller animals, such as insects and small birds, experience time differently from larger creatures. Their visual and nervous systems are incredibly fast, allowing them to process a greater number of visual frames per second. As a result, time appears to move more slowly for these creatures compared to larger animals, like elephants or humans. This heightened perception is an evolutionary advantage, enabling small animals to react quickly to threats and navigate complex environments. For example, a fly can dodge a swatter with ease because it sees the swatter's movement in what seems like slow motion, giving it ample time to escape. Similarly, small birds use their rapid visual processing to evade predators and catch insects midair. This ability comes from a faster flicker fusion rate, the speed at which light flashes are perceived as continuous, which makes the world seem more detailed and slower. Understanding these differences in time perception deepens our appreciation of the diverse adaptations animals have developed to survive in their respective habitats. Number 11. In ancient Greece, dolphins were revered and held in high esteem, so much so that killing one was considered a grave offense punishable by death. This deep respect for dolphins was rooted in mythology and the special connection these intelligent marine creatures had with the gods. The Greeks believed that dolphins were sacred messengers of Poseidon, the god of the sea, and were also associated with Apollo, the god of music and prophecy. Dolphins frequently appeared in Greek art, literature, and folklore, symbolizing friendship, protection, and guidance. They were also known to save sailors and fishermen from shipwrecks, reinforcing their reputation as benevolent and divine creatures. The Greeks marveled at the dolphins' playful and social behavior, viewing them as sentient beings worthy of protection. This reverence for dolphins reflected the broader Greek ethos of living in harmony with nature and honoring the creatures that shared their world. The severe punishment for harming a dolphin underscored the cultural and spiritual significance these animals held in Greek society, reminding people of their duty to respect and coexist with the natural world. Number 12. Goldfish are one of the most popular and familiar types of pet fish, known for their vibrant colors and graceful swimming. Interestingly, when these aquatic creatures gather together, they form a troubling of goldfish. The term troubling evokes a sense of mystery or disturbance, which is somewhat fitting for a school of goldfish, as their collective movement can create ripples and disturbances in the water. While goldfish are generally peaceful animals, The use of troubling as a collective noun adds a whimsical and poetic touch to their otherwise tranquil image. Goldfish are social creatures that thrive in groups, and observing their interactions can be both mesmerizing and soothing. The term serves as a reminder of the beauty and intricacies of language, where even the most ordinary animals are given unique and evocative group names. In the world of collective nouns, troubling stands out as a playful and intriguing way to describe a gathering of these gentle aquatic companions. Number 13, the word glisk is a poetic and evocative term, often used to describe those rare and beautiful moments when sunlight breaks through the clouds, casting a fleeting ray of light across the landscape. This momentary glow can transform a gloomy scene into something magical, filling the observer with a sense of wonder. Beyond its literal meaning, glisk can also refer to a brief shimmering sight that captures our attention, like the sparkle of sunlight on water or the gentle flicker of a fire that has burned low. Metaphorically, the word is used to describe an emotional experience, a sudden flash of hope or joy that lifts the heart, even if just for a moment. The concept of glisk reminds us to appreciate the transient beauty of the world and the small, unexpected moments that bring light into our lives. It's a word that encourages mindfulness, inviting us to savor the delicate, fleeting pleasures that can uplift the soul, even if only for a short while. Number 14. The English language is full of archaic and seldom used words, and overmorrow is one such gem. Overmorrow is a term that refers to the day after tomorrow, simplifying what would normally take 3 words to express. Although it's not commonly used today, it was once a practical part of everyday speech in older forms of English. The word comes from Middle English, where over meant beyond, and morrow referred to the next day, together forming a simple way to talk about the future. Despite its decline in usage, overmorrow continues to intrigue language enthusiasts and writers who appreciate the economy and elegance of the word. The absence of overmorrow from modern vocabulary highlights how language evolves over time, with some terms falling out of favor as communication norms change. Today, the word may occasionally be found in literature or historical contexts, but it serves as a reminder of the linguistic richness that once permeated the English language. Using overmorrow can add a poetic flair to conversations, giving a nod to the expressive potential of words from days gone by. Number 15. Ferrets are playful, curious, and sometimes mischievous animals known for their boundless energy and inquisitive nature. The word ferret comes from the Latin word fur, which means little thief, a name that is well suited to these furry creatures. Ferrets are notorious for their habit of stealing and hiding objects, a behavior that is both endearing and exasperating to their owners. This playful thievery is driven by the ferret's instinct to hunt, explore, and stash away items that catch their attention. They are known to take anything from shiny keys and jewelry to socks and remote controls, often hiding their treasures in secret spots around the house. This behavior is linked to their natural instincts as predators, as ferrets are related to polecats and have been domesticated for thousands of years to help control vermin. Their love for hiding things is not only a source of amusement, but also a reminder of their wild ancestry. Ferret owners often learn to live with this quirk, and many even find joy in discovering the little hiding places where their pets have squirreled away their stolen goods. Number 16. Snails are remarkable creatures with some truly fascinating biological features, one of which is their tiny yet incredibly complex mouth. Although a snail's mouth is no bigger than the head of a pin, it can contain more than 25,000 microscopic teeth arranged in rows on a structure called the radula. The radula works like a rasp or a file, allowing the snail to scrape and grind its food, which primarily consists of plants, algae, or even decaying organic matter. These teeth are incredibly efficient for breaking down food, and they are continuously replaced throughout the snail's life as they wear down. The radula's function is essential for the snail's survival, enabling it to obtain nutrients from a variety of sources in its environment. The sheer number of teeth is astonishing when you consider the snail's diminutive size, making it one of the most extraordinary dentitions in the animal kingdom. This adaptation showcases the marvels of evolution, as snails have developed this intricate feeding mechanism to thrive in diverse habitats, from gardens and forests to underwater environments. Number 17, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa is one of the most famous and enigmatic paintings in the world, captivating millions of visitors each year at the Louvre Museum in Paris. Over the centuries, this iconic portrait has inspired not only admiration, but also deep fascination and even romantic obsession. The allure of her mysterious smile and the painting's subtle, almost magical quality have led people from all walks of life to express their feelings for the Mona Lisa. In fact, the painting has become so beloved that she has her own mailbox at the Louvre, designated for the love letters and messages she receives from admirers around the globe. People write letters professing their adoration, sending poetry, or even proposing marriage to the painted lady. This phenomenon underscores the Mona Lisa's enduring impact on human emotions and the way art can evoke such intense personal connections. The idea of a painting receiving mail may seem whimsical, but it also highlights the profound effect that Da Vinci's masterpiece continues to have on generations of art lovers, transcending time and culture. Number 18, Tweety Bird, the sweet yellow canary famous for his iconic catchphrase, I taught a putty tat, has been a beloved character in the world of animation for decades. However, Tweety's original incarnation was quite different from the version we know today. When he first appeared in 1942, the character was named Orson, and he was depicted as a featherless, pink, and mischievous little bird. This early version of Tweety was far more aggressive and saucy, often outsmarting his feline nemesis, Sylvester, with a mischievous and slightly combative attitude. Over time, Warner Brothers decided to soften Tweety's character to make him more appealing to audiences, giving him the yellow feathers we recognize today and making his personality sweeter and more innocent. The name Orson was dropped, and the character became the adorable yet clever canary loved by fans of Looney Tunes. Despite these changes, Tweety still retains a mischievous streak, especially when dealing with Sylvester, and his ability to combine cuteness with cleverness has made him a timeless favorite in animation history. Number 19, in the fascinating world of animal group names, a gathering of lizards is referred to as a lounge. The term evokes an image of lizards basking in the sun, lazily sprawled out on warm rocks or tree branches, taking full advantage of the heat. Lizards are ectothermic, or cold-blooded creatures, meaning they rely on external sources of heat to regulate their body temperature. As a result, they often gather in sunny spots to warm up and become active. The term lounge captures this behavior perfectly, as it suggests a laid-back, relaxed vibe that fits well with the way lizards appear to luxuriate in their surroundings. Observing a group of lizards lounging together is a common sight in warm climates, where they can be seen soaking up the sun in the early morning or late afternoon. The name adds a touch of humor and charm to these often misunderstood reptiles, highlighting the simple pleasures that come with living life in the slow, sun-soaked lane. Number 20. The term coronavirus comes from the Latin word corona, which means crown or halo. This name was chosen because of the virus's distinctive appearance when viewed under an electron microscope. The surface of the virus is covered in spike-like proteins that form a halo-like or crown-like structure, reminiscent of the solar corona visible during a solar eclipse. These spike proteins are crucial for the virus's ability to infect host cells, as they bind to receptors on the surface of human cells, facilitating the virus's entry and replication. The crown appearance is not only visually striking, but also serves as a key target for vaccine development and antiviral treatments. Understanding the structure of the coronavirus has been essential for scientists and healthcare professionals in developing strategies to combat the virus, which has caused global disruptions and impacted millions of lives. The name, though scientifically descriptive, has become a household term since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, reminding us of the importance of viral research and global health preparedness. Number 21. Tigers, the majestic and powerful big cats of the wild, have many captivating traits, but one that surprises many people is that they cannot purr like domestic cats. Purring is a unique vocalization used by smaller cats to express contentment, usually when they are relaxed or feeling safe. In contrast, tigers and other big cats, such as lions, leopards, and jaguars, do not have the anatomical structure to produce a true purring sound. Instead, when tigers are content, happy, or feeling safe, they display their emotions in a different way, by squinting or closing their eyes. This act of closing their eyes is a sign of trust, as it makes the tiger vulnerable and unable to watch for potential threats. In the presence of humans, they trust, or when bonding with their own kind, tigers may also make a unique vocalization known as chuffing, a soft, non-threatening noise used as a greeting or expression of affection. This behavior adds to the mystique of these solitary and awe-inspiring animals, demonstrating that even the fiercest predators have a softer, more tender side. Number 22, books are more than just a source of entertainment or knowledge. They may also be a key to living a longer life. A comprehensive study conducted by researchers at Yale University found that people who read books regularly live an average of 2 years longer than those who don't read at all. The study, which followed over 3,600 participants aged 50 and older over a span of 12 years, revealed that reading books is associated with a significant survival advantage. This effect remained consistent even after accounting for factors such as age, gender, education, and health conditions. The researchers believe that reading engages the brain in complex cognitive processes, which can strengthen mental faculties and improve emotional well-being. The act of reading also reduces stress and enhances relaxation, both of which contribute to overall health. Unlike passive activities such as watching TV, reading stimulates critical thinking and creativity, keeping the mind sharp as we age. Whether it's fiction, nonfiction, or even poetry, picking up a book can do wonders for both the brain and the body, offering a simple yet powerful way to enrich one's life and longevity. Number 23, moonflowers, with their large trumpet-shaped blooms and intoxicating fragrance, are one of nature's most enchanting plants. Named for their nocturnal blooming habits, moonflowers unfurl their delicate petals as the sun sets, gracing the evening with their ethereal beauty. The flowers remain open throughout the night and close with the first rays of morning sunlight. This remarkable adaptation makes moonflowers a favorite among nighttime pollinators such as moths and bats, which are attracted to the bloom's pale color and sweet scent. Many varieties of moonflower give off a lemony or citrus fragrance, which intensifies as night falls, adding to the allure of moonlit gardens. Watching a moonflower bloom is a mesmerizing experience, as the petals can unfurl in just a matter of minutes, almost as if performing a delicate dance. These blooms have a fleeting lifespan, lasting only a single night, but their impact is unforgettable, creating moments of magic and serenity under the stars. Cultivating moonflowers is a favorite pastime for gardeners who appreciate the plant's beauty and the sense of calm that accompanies its nocturnal display. Number 24. Octopuses are some of the most intelligent and adaptive creatures in the ocean, and their skin has evolved to be just as extraordinary as their cognitive abilities. Remarkably, octopus skin contains the same light-sensitive proteins, called opsins, that are found in their eyes. This allows the skin to detect and respond to changes in light, enabling the octopus to blend into its surroundings almost instantaneously. Scientists have discovered that octopus skin can see light and change color without direct input from the eyes or the brain. This is part of a sophisticated system that helps octopuses achieve near-perfect camouflage, a crucial skill for evading predators and ambushing prey. Their skin is equipped with specialized cells called chromatophores, which contain pigments that expand or contract to create various colors and patterns. Additional structures, like iridophores and leucophores, reflect light and enhance the camouflage effect. The fact that octopus skin can independently perceive light and adapt in real time highlights the evolutionary ingenuity of these marine animals. It also opens new avenues for scientific research, particularly in the fields of bio-inspired technology and adaptive materials. Number 25. The English language is full of quirky and delightful words, and snurtle is one that perfectly describes a specific kind of laugh. To snurtle means to laugh with snorts, a sound often produced when someone is trying to suppress a giggle or find something unexpectedly funny. It's a laugh that's part chuckle, part snort, and entirely contagious. The word evokes images of someone trying to maintain composure in a serious situation but failing to hold back laughter, resulting in an amusing and endearing sound. Snurtling is a genuine and unfiltered reaction to humor, one that often makes the people around the snurtler laugh even harder. It's a reminder of the joy and spontaneity that laughter brings, and how sometimes the most genuine laughs are the ones we can't quite control. Though not a common word, snurtle is a playful addition to our vocabulary, perfectly capturing those moments of hilarity that sneak up on us and result in a laugh-snort combination. Number 26. The name daisy has a charming origin rooted in the flower's natural behavior and its connection to the cycles of the day. The word daisy is derived from the Old English term day's egg, which translates to day's eye. This name beautifully describes the way the daisy's white petals open up in the morning to reveal a bright yellow center, resembling an eye that opens with the light of day and closes at night. The daisy's behavior symbolizes new beginnings, purity, and innocence, making it a popular flower in poetry and literature. In addition to its poetic meaning, daisies are also known for their simplicity and resilience, growing in meadows and gardens across the world. The idea of the flower being the eye of the day reflects the way nature harmonizes with the rhythms of time, with the daisy serving as a gentle reminder of the beauty of each sunrise and the promise of a new day. The etymology of the word daisy highlights the flower's enduring appeal and the human tendency to find inspiration and symbolism in the natural world. Number 27. Grasshoppers are fascinating insects with several unexpected anatomical features, one of which is the location of their ears. Unlike mammals, whose ears are located on their heads, grasshoppers have auditory organs on their abdomens, specifically on either side of the first segment of their abdomen, right behind their hind legs. These auditory structures, called tympanal organs, function similarly to eardrums. They are thin membranes that vibrate in response to sound waves, allowing the grasshopper to hear. This ability to detect sound is crucial for grasshoppers, as it helps them communicate with each other and detect potential predators. Grasshoppers use sound both for mating purposes, by producing distinctive chirping noises, and for survival, as they need to be aware of threats in their environment. The placement of their ears on their abdomen is an excellent example of how evolution has equipped different species with specialized adaptations that suit their needs and lifestyles. Understanding these unique anatomical traits offers insight into the diverse ways that insects have evolved to thrive in their habitats. Number 28, the praying mantis is a captivating and highly specialized insect, known for its predatory prowess and distinctive posture, with its front legs held together as if in prayer. One of the most extraordinary features of the praying mantis is its ability to turn its head, a trait that is unique among insects. While most insects have rigid necks that limit their range of motion, the praying mantis can swivel its head up to 180 degrees to scan its surroundings. This incredible flexibility gives the mantis a significant advantage as a hunter. By turning its head, the mantis can keep a close eye on potential prey or predators without having to move its entire body, allowing it to remain stealthy and camouflaged. The praying mantis is a master of ambush, patiently waiting for the perfect moment to strike with lightning speed. Its binocular vision and sharp predatory focus make it a formidable predator in the insect world. The mantis's unique head-turning ability, combined with its excellent eyesight and swift reflexes, has made it a subject of fascination for entomologists and nature enthusiasts alike. Number 29, intelligence is a complex and often debated topic, but one thing that stands out in the history of IQ testing is that the two highest recorded scores belong to women. Marilyn Vos Savant, an American author and columnist, is perhaps the most famous of these women. She has an IQ score of 228, as recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records, and her exceptional intellect has made her a subject of admiration and intrigue. Another lesser-known but equally impressive case is that of mathematician and child prodigy Edith Stern, whose IQ is estimated to be above 200. Both women have demonstrated extraordinary intellectual capabilities in various fields, breaking stereotypes and highlighting the immense potential of female intelligence. Marilyn Vos Savant, for instance, has used her platform to address complex logic and mathematical problems in her Ask Marilyn column, while Edith Stern made significant contributions to mathematics and engineering. The achievements of these women challenge outdated perceptions about gender and intelligence, emphasizing the idea that intellectual brilliance is not limited by gender. Their stories continue to inspire young women around the world to pursue academic excellence and intellectual pursuits. Number 30. Cumulus clouds, the fluffy white formations that often dot the sky on a sunny day, may look light and airy, but they are far heavier than they appear. On average, a single cumulus cloud can weigh more than 1,000,000 pounds. This surprising fact is a result of the sheer volume of water droplets that make up the cloud. Although each individual droplet is minuscule and weighs very little, a typical cumulus cloud contains billions of these droplets, which collectively add up to an enormous weight. The water content of a cumulus cloud is distributed over a vast area, which is why the cloud floats in the atmosphere rather than falling to the ground. The buoyant force of the surrounding air keeps the cloud aloft, as warm air rises and creates an updraft that counteracts gravity. Understanding the weight of clouds sheds light on the complex and fascinating processes that govern weather patterns and the behavior of the atmosphere. It's a humbling reminder of the immense forces and natural phenomena that shape our world, often in ways that are invisible or difficult to comprehend at first glance. Number 31. The psychology of winning and losing is a topic of much interest, and Olympic athletes provide a unique case study for understanding how people perceive success and failure. Research has shown that bronze medalists tend to be happier than silver medalists, despite winning a lower-ranking award. This phenomenon is explained by the concept of counterfactual thinking, which describes how people evaluate outcomes based on what might have been. Silver medalists often focus on how close they came to winning the gold medal, and this comparison can lead to feelings of disappointment or regret. They may dwell on the missed opportunity, wondering what they could have done differently to secure first place. In contrast, bronze medalists are more likely to compare their outcome to those who did not win a medal at all, leading to feelings of relief and gratitude. They are often just happy to have made it onto the podium and to be recognized for their hard work and achievement. This difference in emotional response highlights how our perception of success is influenced not only by the actual outcome, but also by how we frame it in our minds. The study serves as a reminder of the power of perspective and how finding joy in our accomplishments, no matter how small, can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment. Number 32. Swans are known for their elegance and grace, gliding effortlessly across water with an air of serene beauty. However, their name reveals a lesser-known characteristic: their vocal nature. The word swan is derived from the ancient Indo-European root swen, which means to sound or to sing. This etymology points to the swan's vocal abilities, as these birds are known to produce a variety of sounds, from trumpeting calls to gentle whistles and honks. The mute swan, despite its name, is not entirely silent. It can hiss, snort, and make other low sounds. The more vocal species, like the whooper swan and the trumpeter swan, produce loud, resonant calls that can carry over long distances. The association of swans with song is also found in ancient mythology and literature, where they are often depicted as creatures of great beauty and musicality. The phrase swan song refers to the idea that a swan sings a beautiful, mournful song just before it dies, a poetic image that has persisted throughout the ages. The connection between swans and sound reminds us of the rich linguistic and cultural history surrounding these majestic birds, and the ways in which nature has inspired human language and storytelling. Number 33. Social psychology studies have revealed a fascinating, if unsettling, trend. Drivers of expensive cars are statistically less likely to slow down for pedestrians at crosswalks. This behavior has been linked to a sense of entitlement or superiority that some people may feel when driving high-status vehicles. The theory is that the wealth and power associated with owning a luxury car can influence a person's perception of their importance on the road, leading to riskier and less empathetic driving behavior. In experiments conducted by researchers, luxury car drivers were more likely to ignore pedestrians waiting to cross the street compared to drivers in less expensive vehicles. Additionally, these drivers were found to be more likely to break traffic rules, such as running red lights or making illegal turns. This phenomenon sheds light on how social status and wealth can subtly shape behavior, even in everyday situations like driving. It raises important questions about road safety and the ways in which feelings of privilege may impact one's consideration for others. While not all luxury car owners exhibit this behavior, the data suggests that there are psychological factors at play, highlighting the complex relationship between status, self-perception, and social responsibility. Number 34. In an inspiring example of community-driven ingenuity, sanitation workers in Ankara, Turkey, transformed what was once waste into a treasure trove of knowledge. Over the years, these workers noticed that many discarded books were still in good condition, and rather than let them go to waste, they decided to collect and preserve them. What started as a small effort among a few workers soon grew into a full-fledged project, a public library made entirely of salvaged books. The library, which now boasts over 6,000 titles, includes everything from fiction and non-fiction to children's books and academic materials. It is housed in a former brick factory and has become a beloved resource for residents, providing free access to literature for people of all ages. The library even has a section for rare and out-of-print books, and its popularity has inspired donations from the public. Beyond being a place for reading, the library has become a symbol of the power of recycling, creativity, and the importance of making literature accessible to everyone. The story of Ankara's garbage library has captured the attention of people worldwide, serving as a reminder of the value of books and the impact of small acts of preservation and kindness. Number 35. It turns out that humans are naturally inclined to talk about themselves, and research confirms just how prevalent self-referential conversation is. Studies indicate that during face-to-face interactions, people spend around 60% of their speaking time discussing their own thoughts, experiences, and feelings. When the conversation shifts to social media platforms, such as Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, that number jumps to a staggering 80%. The allure of sharing personal information seems to be hardwired into our brains. Neuroscientists have found that talking about ourselves activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, a chemical associated with pleasure. This is one reason why social media is so addictive. Each post, like, or comment gives users a sense of gratification and social validation. While talking about oneself can foster social bonding and help others understand us better, it can also highlight the importance of active listening and empathy in communication. The balance between sharing and listening is key to meaningful interactions, whether in person or online. Understanding these conversational tendencies can help people become more mindful of their communication habits, encouraging a deeper appreciation of the give and take that makes for healthy and fulfilling social connections. Number 36. Nestled in the beautiful region of Abruzzo in central Italy, there is a unique and delightful attraction that draws visitors from all over the world, a wine fountain that flows 24 hours a day. Located along the famous Camino di San Tommaso pilgrimage route between Rome and Ortona, the fountain dispenses red wine instead of water, much to the delight of pilgrims and travelers. The wine fountain, known as the Fontana del Vino, was installed by the Dora Sarchesi vineyard as a gesture of hospitality and tradition, welcoming weary pilgrims with a refreshing glass of local wine. The best part? The wine is completely free to anyone who wishes to enjoy it, except for drunkards and louts, as the vineyard humorously emphasizes. The idea is to create a space of respect and appreciation where people can savor a taste of Abruzzo's rich wine culture without abusing the generosity. The fountain has become a symbol of the region's warm hospitality and has gained international fame as a must-visit destination for wine lovers. The Fontana del Vino not only showcases Italy's passion for winemaking, but also celebrates the age-old custom of sharing and coming together over a glass of wine. Number 37. The word robot has a curious and somewhat ominous origin rooted in the Czech language. It comes from the word robota, which means forced labor or drudgery. This term was popularized by the Czech writer Karel Čapek, who introduced it in his 1920 play R.U.R., Rossum's Universal Robots. The play depicted a dystopian world where artificial humanoid beings, called robots, were created to serve humans by performing difficult and monotonous tasks. Over time, these robots developed consciousness and ultimately rebelled against their human masters, leading to disastrous consequences. The choice of the word robot reflects the play's themes of servitude and exploitation, highlighting the ethical and philosophical dilemmas that arise from creating artificial life forms. Since then, the term has evolved and is now used to describe a wide range of mechanical and programmable devices, from industrial robots that automate factory work to futuristic androids in science fiction. The origin of the word serves as a reminder of the cultural and historical anxieties surrounding technology and labor, and it continues to provoke thought about the future of robotics and artificial intelligence. Number 38. The philtrum is the vertical groove between your upper lip and nose. While it may seem like an unremarkable feature, it has a significant role in human development. During fetal growth, the philtrum forms as facial tissues come together. Any malformation during this process can result in conditions like cleft lip. Interestingly, the philtrum doesn't serve a functional purpose in modern humans, but it's a relic from our evolutionary past, dating back to when our ancestors had a different arrangement of facial features. In some ancient cultures, the philtrum held spiritual significance, believed to be where a higher power touched a person, leaving a divine mark. In certain folklore, it's even described as the spot where an angel presses a finger to silence babies, causing them to forget heavenly secrets before birth. Today, it's simply a curious anatomical feature with a deep history woven into our development and mythologies. Number 39. Kiwi fruit, that small fuzzy fruit with bright green flesh, was originally called the Chinese gooseberry because it comes from the Yangtze River Valley in China. In the early 20th century, it was introduced to New Zealand, where it grew well. During the 1950s, when exporting the fruit became a priority, marketers felt that Chinese gooseberry wasn't appealing, especially during the Cold War era when Chinese associations might deter Western buyers. They rebranded it as kiwi fruit, drawing inspiration from New Zealand's national bird, the kiwi, which shares the fruit's brown, fuzzy appearance. This clever marketing strategy paid off, making the fruit more exotic and marketable worldwide. Despite the name change, kiwi fruit has no relation to berries or the flightless bird. Today, kiwi fruit is loved globally, celebrated for its unique flavor and high vitamin C content, and remains an essential part of New Zealand's agricultural exports. Number 40. Daddy longlegs, often mistaken for spiders, are actually called harvestmen and belong to the arachnid family, which means they share some similarities with spiders, but aren't true spiders. For one, harvestmen have a single fused body segment, unlike spiders, which have two distinct body sections. They also don't produce silk or spin webs, as they lack silk glands. Furthermore, the myth that daddy longlegs are among the most venomous creatures but can't harm humans is false. They don't have venom glands or fangs capable of penetrating human skin. Instead, they are scavengers, feeding on decomposing organic material, plant matter, and small insects. This makes them crucial for breaking down organic waste in the ecosystem. Despite their creepy appearance, daddy longlegs are harmless and play a beneficial role in nature, often helping to keep environments clean by acting as nature's recyclers. Number 41. Ever wonder why airplane food tastes different? It's not just the quality of the meals, but the impact of high altitude on your senses. At 30,000 feet, the cabin pressure, dry air, and loud engine noise affect your taste and smell. In such conditions, the dryness and low humidity make your taste buds less sensitive, while the noise can reduce your ability to perceive sweet and salty flavors. Studies show that your taste perception can drop by up to 30%. As a result, airlines often prepare meals with stronger flavors, using extra salt, spices, and seasoning to compensate for this sensory dulling. Tomato juice, for example, tastes more savory and appealing in the air than on the ground. This means the food served at high altitudes is carefully crafted to ensure it still has flavor, even though it may not taste the same once you're back on land. Number 42. Petrichor, The pleasant earthy scent that arises after rainfall is a fragrance that humans are surprisingly sensitive to. This unique aroma is produced when plant oils and a compound called geosmin, released from soil-dwelling bacteria, are carried into the air by raindrops. Remarkably, our ability to detect petrichor is more acute than a shark's ability to smell blood in water. Research suggests that this heightened sensitivity is an evolutionary adaptation, perhaps linked to our ancestors' need to sense approaching rainfall, signaling the arrival of essential water sources or changes in weather. The smell of petrichor can also evoke emotional and nostalgic reactions, as our brains associate it with memories and comfort. This olfactory sensitivity showcases the intricate relationship between humans and nature, with our sense of smell playing a crucial role in survival, emotional experiences, and even cultural and poetic symbolism. Number 43. During World War II, Germans developed unique tactics to detect foreign spies, one of which involved monitoring how people used utensils. Because most individuals are right-handed, eating with the right hand was and still is a common practice. To exploit this, German soldiers were specifically trained to use their left hand while dining, making it a cultural norm within the military. This strategy made it easier to identify potential spies, as foreigners, particularly Americans and other Allied soldiers, would typically eat with their right hand, sticking out as different. This seemingly minor detail in behavior became a clever way to detect those who might be hiding in plain sight. Such methods highlight the intricacies of wartime espionage and the lengths to which nations went to protect secrets and gain the upper hand. Even small habits and cultural practices were weaponized for national security and intelligence purposes. Number 44. The English language is full of quirks, and one involves the plurals of words like goose and moose. While goose becomes geese and tooth turns into teeth, the plural of moose remains moose. This difference stems from the origins of the words. Goose and tooth are derived from Old English and have roots in Latin and Germanic languages, which follow specific rules for pluralization, often involving vowel changes. In contrast, moose comes from the Algonquian languages spoken by Native American tribes. These languages don't have the same pluralization rules as Latin-based languages, so when moose entered English, it retained its original form. Language evolves based on history, cultural exchanges, and linguistic patterns, which explains why English has so many inconsistencies, like this one. It's a testament to the language's rich and diverse influences, making it both fascinating and sometimes confusing to learn. Number 45. The word laser is actually an acronym that stands for Light Amplification by Stimulated Emission of Radiation. Lasers work by stimulating atoms to emit light in a focused and highly concentrated beam. The idea of lasers originated from the work of Albert Einstein, who theorized about stimulated emission in 1917. However, it wasn't until the 1960s that the first functional lasers were developed. Today, lasers are used in countless applications, from medical surgeries to barcode scanners, communication systems, and even cutting-edge military technology. Their ability to deliver precise and powerful light beams has revolutionized fields like medicine, where laser surgeries have become common for corrective eye procedures. Lasers have also enabled advancements in entertainment and technology, such as laser light shows and optical data storage. The science behind lasers is a remarkable combination of physics and engineering, demonstrating how theoretical concepts can transform into practical innovations. Number 46. The story of the fire hydrant's patent is shrouded in irony. It's said that the original patent for the fire hydrant was lost in a fire, which is why the true inventor's identity remains unclear. While this tale is popular, There's some debate over its accuracy. What's known is that Frederick Graff Sr., an engineer from Philadelphia, is often credited with creating the first fire hydrant system in the early 1800s. Fire hydrants have played a crucial role in urban safety ever since, providing firefighters with quick and efficient access to water. Despite the mystery surrounding the patent, fire hydrants have evolved significantly, with various designs to accommodate city needs and climate conditions. The lost patent story, true or not, adds a twist of humor to the history of a device that has saved countless lives and properties over the decades. Number 47. A turtle's shell is not just a protective barrier, but a vital part of its anatomy. Made up of over 50 bones, including the rib cage and spine, the shell is integrated into the turtle's skeleton, making it an essential structure for support and defense. The top part of the shell is called the carapace, and the underside is the plastron, both connected by a bridge. Turtles can feel through their shells because they have nerves embedded in the bony structure, which means they can sense touch, pressure, and temperature changes. The shell's strength helps protect turtles from predators, but it also limits their flexibility and speed. Some turtles can retract into their shells for protection, while others rely on camouflage. This unique adaptation highlights the fascinating ways in which turtles have evolved to survive in diverse environments, from the ocean to freshwater ecosystems and dry land. Number 48. Maintaining a healthy weight is crucial for a dog's longevity. Studies have shown that dogs who are slightly underweight live, on average, 2 years longer than dogs who are overweight. This difference is significant, considering the typical lifespan of most dog breeds. Extra weight puts a strain on a dog's heart, joints, and other organs, increasing the risk of diseases like diabetes, arthritis, and heart conditions. Just as in humans, proper nutrition and regular exercise are vital for keeping dogs healthy. Veterinarians often emphasize portion control and choosing high-quality dog food that meets a pet's specific needs based on age, size, and activity level. Even though a few extra pounds may seem harmless, they can lead to serious health issues over time. Responsible pet owners monitor their dog's diet and ensure they get plenty of exercise to enjoy a longer, happier life with their furry companions. Number 49. Space missions come with their own set of bizarre challenges, and one such incident occurred during an Apollo mission when a mysterious poop appeared floating in the spacecraft. The crew was baffled, as none of the astronauts would claim responsibility for it. The zero-gravity environment made it difficult to control bodily functions and waste, leading to some humorous, albeit inconvenient, situations. Waste management in space was rudimentary at the time, involving bags that sometimes didn't seal properly. This floating phantom poop became a source of both embarrassment and amusement among the astronauts. Despite the mishap, it served as a lesson in improving waste management systems for future space travel. Since then, NASA has developed more sophisticated systems to handle human waste in microgravity. The incident remains a memorable anecdote from the early days of space exploration, showcasing the lighter, more human side of life in space. Number 50. The pineal gland, a small pine cone-shaped structure in the brain, is responsible for producing melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep-wake cycles. Over time, tiny calcifications, or mineral deposits, can form within the gland, a phenomenon known as corpora arenacea, or brain sand. These calcium and phosphate deposits increase with age, but scientists have yet to determine their specific function, if any. The pineal gland has long fascinated researchers and philosophers, with some, like René Descartes, famously calling it the seat of the soul. In modern science, it's studied for its role in circadian rhythms and possible implications in neurological health. While the calcifications are typically harmless, Their presence has sparked various theories about their impact on consciousness and brain function. The mystery of the pineal gland continues to intrigue both scientific and spiritual communities, adding an element of wonder to this tiny, enigmatic part of our brain. Number 51, Komodo dragons, the world's largest lizards, are fascinating creatures capable of reproducing asexually, a process known as parthenogenesis. In this rare reproductive method, a female Komodo dragon can produce offspring without mating with a male. This adaptation is crucial in isolated environments where finding a mate may be difficult. Parthenogenesis allows the species to sustain its population even when numbers are low. Komodo dragons typically inhabit remote Indonesian islands, and their ability to reproduce without males highlights their unique evolutionary strategies for survival. In addition to this reproductive ability, they are known for their powerful bite, venom, and incredible hunting skills, which make them apex predators. Adult Komodo dragons can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh over 150 pounds. Their impressive physical traits and reproductive versatility make them a subject of fascination and study, shedding light on the diversity and adaptability of reptiles. Number 52. Chocolate, derived from cacao beans, contains a natural compound called theobromine, which is chemically similar to caffeine and acts as a mild stimulant. Theobromine primarily affects the central nervous system, heart, and muscles, providing a gentle energy boost. Interestingly, while it is generally safe for humans, theobromine is toxic to certain animals, like dogs and cats, because they metabolize it much more slowly. Additionally, dark chocolate contains higher levels of theobromine compared to milk chocolate. Apart from theobromine, chocolate also releases serotonin and endorphins, which are chemicals that enhance mood and contribute to the pleasurable sensation associated with eating chocolate. It's surprising habitat or food resources that seagulls typically exploit. Instead, Hawaii is home to a diverse range of native seabirds like the nene, Hawaiian goose, and the red-footed booby. These birds have adapted to Hawaii's environment, filling ecological niches without the competition from seagulls. Number 2, dragonflies are fascinating insects, known for their graceful flight and incredible agility in the air. Despite having 6 legs, like other insects, dragonflies are incapable of walking. This may seem counterintuitive, but there is a good reason for it. Dragonflies' legs are uniquely adapted for functions other than walking. Instead, they use their legs to hunt and capture prey. Positioned in a forward-facing basket-like formation, a dragonfly's legs are perfectly structured for snatching insects mid-flight. The dragonfly swoops in with lightning speed, capturing smaller bugs in its leg net before devouring them. Their powerful flight muscles and wings allow for swift and agile movement, making walking unnecessary. Furthermore, the legs of dragonflies are not built to support their body weight for ground locomotion, emphasizing their dependency on aerial movement. This adaptation highlights their evolution as efficient predators of the skies, relying on superior flying abilities over ground movement. Number 3, gummy bears are a beloved sweet treat with a rich history rooted in early 20th century Germany. The iconic candies were created by Hans Riegel, the founder of Haribo, in the 1920s. Originally called dancing bears, or Tanzbären in German, these candies were inspired by real performing bears that entertained audiences in traveling circuses and street shows across Europe. Riegel took this concept and shaped his chewy candies into bear-like figures, aiming to bring joy and whimsy to children and adults alike. The dancing bear shows of the time were memorable spectacles, and the gummy version was a playful, delicious homage. These original bears were larger, longer, and more elastic compared to the modern, bite-sized gummy bears we know today. The candy became an instant hit and paved the way for Haribo's future success. Over time, the name evolved to gummy bears, but the essence of fun and cheerfulness remains central to the treat's identity. Number 4. Sea otters are known for their adorable faces and playful behavior, but one of their most remarkable traits is their incredibly thick fur. In fact, they hold the record for the densest fur of any mammal, boasting approximately 1 million hair strands per square inch. This luxurious coat serves a critical purpose: insulation. Sea otters live in frigid waters, particularly in the North Pacific Ocean, where temperatures can be harsh. Unlike most marine mammals that rely on a thick layer of blubber to stay warm, sea otters depend on their fur to trap a layer of air next to their skin, providing much-needed warmth. This air layer acts as an insulating barrier, preventing the cold water from penetrating their bodies. However, maintaining this fur is no small task. Sea otters spend hours each day grooming their fur to ensure it stays clean and fluffy, as any dirt or oil could compromise the insulating properties and put them at risk of hypothermia. Number 5. The iconic bird on Twitter's logo isn't just an anonymous symbol, it has a name: Larry. The choice of this name has an interesting backstory rooted in sports culture. Larry the Bird was named after the legendary basketball player Larry Bird, who played for the Boston Celtics. This decision was influenced by Twitter co-founder Biz Stone, who is a passionate Celtics fan. The idea to name the bird adds a playful and personal touch to the company's branding. Larry Bird, known for his remarkable career and influence on basketball, embodies a spirit of excellence and communication. Twitter, as a social media platform, aimed to revolutionize how people connect and share information, mirroring the excellence and impact that Larry Bird had on the basketball court. Although this trivia often goes unnoticed, it's a fun fact that adds personality to the bluebird we see daily, reminding us of the platform's playful origins. Number 6. The coccyx, commonly referred to as the tailbone, is a small triangular bone located at the base of the spinal column. Its name has a curious and fascinating origin. The term coccyx comes from the Greek word kokouks, which translates to cuckoo. This may seem strange until you consider the reason behind it. The coccyx bone's shape resembles the curved beak of a cuckoo bird. Ancient anatomists noticed this similarity and gave the bone its unique name, which has persisted through the centuries. The coccyx is a vestigial structure, meaning it is a remnant of what was once a fully functional tail in our evolutionary ancestors. Although it no longer serves the same purpose, the coccyx does provide attachment points for various muscles, tendons, and ligaments that contribute to functions such as maintaining posture and supporting pelvic organs. Thus, this tiny bone is more significant than its humble size might suggest. Number 7. Newborn babies experience the world in an incredibly sensory-rich way, especially when it comes to taste. One fascinating aspect of infant development is the presence of approximately 30,000 taste buds. Unlike adults, whose taste buds are mainly located on the tongue, a baby's taste buds are also spread across the sides, back, and even the roof of the mouth. This wide distribution allows infants to detect a broader range of tastes, which is essential for survival, as it helps them discern between nutritious and potentially harmful foods. As babies grow older, many of these extra taste buds diminish, and the total number reduces to around 10,000, the average for adults. This decrease may explain why adults often have a less heightened sense of taste compared to young children. Understanding this development provides insight into why children may be more sensitive to certain flavors and why their tastes evolve as they grow. Number 8. The bond between humans and their pets is often deep and loving, with many people viewing their furry friends as family members. a survey revealed that 3 out of 4 pet owners have shared an ice cream cone with their pets. This statistic highlights how willing people are to share even their most cherished treats with their beloved animals, showcasing a unique level of trust and affection. The idea of sharing food, particularly a treat like ice cream, reflects the emotional connection and joy that pets bring to their owners' lives. However, while this gesture is heartwarming, it also raises awareness about the importance of being mindful of what is safe for pets to consume. Many ice creams contain ingredients, such as chocolate or artificial sweeteners, that can be harmful to animals. Despite this, the act of sharing a cold, creamy treat on a warm day is a memorable bonding moment for many pet owners. Number 9. Breathing is an automatic yet essential process for all mammals. But the efficiency of how we exchange air varies greatly. When humans take a breath, they only replace about 15% of the air in their lungs with fresh oxygen. This relatively low exchange rate is because our lungs always retain a significant amount of air, helping to maintain consistent oxygen levels in our bloodstream. In contrast, dolphins, which are marine mammals, have evolved to be far more efficient breathers. Each time a dolphin surfaces to take a breath, it replaces approximately 90% of the air in its lungs with fresh oxygen. This high exchange rate is crucial for dolphins, as they need to maximize their oxygen intake to stay submerged for extended periods while hunting or avoiding predators. Their ability to hold their breath and use oxygen efficiently is an extraordinary adaptation that allows them to thrive in their aquatic environment, highlighting the evolutionary marvel of marine mammals. Number 10. In a bizarre and unexpected incident, feral pigs in Italy made headlines when they stumbled upon and consumed $22,000 worth of cocaine hidden in a forest. The drugs were reportedly stashed there by a group of suspected drug traffickers, hoping the remote location would keep their illicit goods safe from law enforcement. However, they did not account for the curious and destructive habits of wild pigs. Known for their foraging nature, feral pigs can be highly disruptive, digging through soil and rooting around for food. In this case, the pigs managed to uncover and ingest the cocaine, leaving the entire stash destroyed. This incident not only drew attention to the challenges of wildlife coexisting with human activity, but also underscored the adaptability and unpredictable behavior of these wild animals. The irony of drug traffickers losing their supply to a group of unassuming pigs became a source of humor and intrigue in news reports worldwide. Number 11. Pablo Picasso, one of the most influential artists of the 20th century, was known not only for his groundbreaking artwork, but also for his eccentric personality and unpredictable behavior. Among the many peculiarities that characterized him, Picasso reportedly carried a pistol loaded with blank cartridges. This was no ordinary accessory. He used it in social situations when he felt bored or when someone dared to insult Paul Cézanne, a painter whom he greatly admired. Cézanne was a pioneer of post-impressionism, and Picasso considered him a father figure of modern art, crediting him with influencing his own artistic journey. By firing the pistol, Picasso sent a dramatic message, demanding attention and expressing his passionate reverence for Cézanne. Though it was a harmless prank, the act symbolized Picasso's rebellious spirit and flair for the theatrical, adding to his mystique and solidifying his reputation as a boundary-pushing, unconventional figure in both art and life. Number 12. Monarch caterpillars, the larval stage of the iconic monarch butterfly, possess a fascinating respiratory system. Unlike humans, who rely on lungs to breathe, these caterpillars breathe through a series of small holes known as spiracles, which are located along the sides of their bodies. These spiracles connect to a network of tracheal tubes that distribute oxygen throughout the caterpillar's body and expel carbon dioxide. This system is efficient for the caterpillar's size and helps to support its rapid growth and metamorphosis into a butterfly. Monarch caterpillars are voracious eaters, consuming large quantities of milkweed leaves to fuel their development, and this intense feeding requires a continuous supply of oxygen. The spiracles play a crucial role in this process, ensuring that every cell in the caterpillar's body receives the oxygen needed. Understanding the unique biology of monarch caterpillars reveals the intricate and complex adaptations that have evolved in insects, allowing them to thrive in diverse environments. Number 13, lobsters are known for their tough exterior and impressive claws, but their social and territorial behaviors are equally fascinating. Male lobsters, in particular, engage in fierce battles over territory and the attention of female lobsters. What's truly unusual about these fights is that lobsters have bladders located in their heads, and during confrontations, they squirt urine at their opponents. This behavior is not merely a random act, but a complex form of communication. By urinating, male lobsters release chemical signals that convey information about their size, strength, and reproductive status. The chemical composition of the urine can even influence the behavior of the rival lobster, determining whether the fight continues or if one backs down. This unique method of communication highlights the sophistication of social interactions in the underwater world. It also demonstrates how evolution has equipped lobsters with specialized adaptations for survival and dominance in their competitive and hierarchical environment. Number 14. The English language is full of curious and underused words, and oysterhood is one of them. This term describes a state of reclusiveness or a strong desire to stay at home, much like an oyster that retreats into its shell. People experiencing oysterhood may feel a sense of comfort and safety within their own personal space, often preferring solitude over social interaction. The metaphor is fitting. Just as an oyster is hidden and protected within its shell, a person experiencing oysterhood finds solace in withdrawing from the outside world. While the word isn't commonly used, it resonates with those who appreciate the feeling of being cozily ensconced at home, particularly during the colder months or in moments of introspection. In an age where social engagements and connectivity are often overwhelming, embracing a bit of oysterhood can be a healthy way to recharge and find peace. The term captures the essence of introversion and the allure of a quiet, secluded sanctuary. Number 15. The phrase knock on wood is commonly used today as a way to ward off bad luck, but its origins trace back to ancient pagan cultures, such as the Celts. These early societies held a deep reverence for nature and believed that trees were inhabited by spirits, both benevolent and protective. The Celts thought that knocking on the trunk of a tree could awaken or summon these spirits to shield them from misfortune or to bring good fortune. The act of knocking was also a way to express gratitude to the spirits for their protection. Over time, as these beliefs spread and evolved, the tradition was passed down through generations and became ingrained in folklore and superstition. Today, the phrase remains a popular expression used by people around the world, often said after mentioning something favorable in hopes of preventing any jinx or reversal of good fortune. It's a reminder of humanity's long-standing connection to nature and the mystical beliefs of our ancestors. Number 16, laughter is often called the best medicine, and science continues to uncover its profound impact on the human brain. When two people share a laugh, something remarkable happens. Their brains become synchronized, creating a state of emotional and social attunement. Neuroscientists have discovered that the act of laughing together activates neural networks in the brain that help people become more connected and empathetic. This synchronization occurs in regions of the brain responsible for social understanding and shared experiences. Essentially, Laughter acts as a social glue, strengthening bonds between people and fostering a sense of togetherness. The brain releases feel-good chemicals like endorphins and dopamine during laughter, further enhancing positive emotions. This is why humor can be a powerful tool in conversations, breaking down barriers and making interactions more meaningful. The magic of shared laughter transcends language and cultural boundaries, uniting people in a universal expression of joy and bringing their minds into harmony. Number 17. Sir Isaac Newton, widely celebrated as one of history's greatest scientific minds, harbored a deep fascination with mysticism, alchemy, and the divine. Though he is best known for his groundbreaking contributions to physics and mathematics, including the laws of motion and universal gravitation, Newton's interests extended far beyond the empirical sciences. He believed that he was destined to unlock ancient and divine wisdom, positioning himself within a lineage of great men chosen by God. This belief was so strong that Newton even devised a name for himself, Jehovah Sanctus Unus, which translates to Jehovah, the Holy One. He studied religious texts, the occult, and ancient prophecies, dedicating years to interpreting hidden meanings in the Bible. Newton's spiritual and alchemical pursuits reveal a lesser-known side of him, highlighting the complexity of his genius. His unwavering quest for knowledge was not confined to the physical world. He sought to understand the metaphysical realm, believing that science and spirituality were deeply interconnected. Number 18. The simple act of hugging or cuddling your cat can have a powerful impact on mental and emotional well-being. Scientific research has shown that spending quality time with cats can significantly reduce stress and anxiety, providing comfort and emotional support for people facing various challenges, including illness, depression, PTSD, and more. The rhythmic act of petting a cat or holding it close triggers the release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone. Oxytocin is known for promoting feelings of relaxation, lowering stress hormones like cortisol, and fostering a sense of emotional safety. Additionally, the soothing sound of a cat's purr has been found to have therapeutic effects, potentially lowering blood pressure and helping the body to heal faster. For people coping with trauma or chronic stress, the companionship of a cat provides a reliable source of unconditional love and comfort. This unique bond can be life-changing, bringing joy and calmness into the lives of cat owners. Number 19. In a wild and almost unbelievable incident in Delhi, India, a group of monkeys managed to stage a heist that could have been pulled from the pages of a comedy action film. The mischievous primates targeted a laboratory assistant, stealing several coronavirus blood samples that were being transported for testing. The monkeys, known for their opportunistic and sometimes aggressive behavior in urban environments, quickly made off with the samples, leaving the laboratory staff and onlookers stunned. Reports later surfaced that the monkeys were seen in a nearby tree, chewing on one of the sample collection kits. Fortunately, it was confirmed that the samples posed no risk of spreading the virus to the public. This incident highlights the ongoing challenges of human-wildlife interactions in densely populated areas, where animals often adapt to urban life in surprising and, at times, disruptive ways. It also serves as a reminder of the ingenuity and boldness of these intelligent creatures. Number 20. Bart Simpson, the mischievous and irreverent character from the iconic animated series The Simpsons, has a name with a clever twist. Bart is actually an anagram of the word brat, a playful nod to his reputation as a troublemaker. This subtle detail is a testament to the show's creative writing and attention to character development. Bart, whose full name is Bartholomew Jojo Simpson, embodies the spirit of a classic prankster. With his rebellious attitude, witty comebacks, and love of skateboarding, he has become a symbol of youthful defiance and humor. His antics often land him in trouble, much to the chagrin of his parents, Homer and Marge, and his sister, Lisa. Over the years, Bart's character has resonated with audiences worldwide, representing the humor and challenges of childhood in a way that is both relatable and exaggerated. The anagram of his name serves as a playful reminder of the chaos he brings to Springfield. Number 21. The mighty oak tree, a symbol of strength and endurance, is an incredible producer of acorns over its long lifespan. On average, a mature oak tree can generate around 10 million acorns throughout its lifetime, depending on environmental factors such as soil quality, climate, and species type. Each year, during the acorn season, oak trees produce thousands of these hard-shelled seeds, which play a crucial role in the ecosystem. Acorns serve as a vital food source for a wide array of wildlife, including squirrels, deer, birds, and insects. In addition to sustaining animal populations, acorns are essential for the natural regeneration of oak forests, as only a small percentage of the seeds grow into new oak trees. The process is a numbers game. With so many acorns produced, the tree ensures that at least some will survive the challenges of predation, competition, and environmental conditions to continue the legacy of the oak. Number 22. The Hoover Dam, an engineering marvel constructed during the Great Depression, stands as a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. Completed in 1935, this massive structure is made of an extraordinary amount of concrete, so much that if it were used differently, it could create a two-lane highway stretching from San Francisco to New York City, a distance of approximately 2,500 miles. The dam contains over 4.36 million cubic yards of concrete, and at the time of its construction, the methods used to cool and cure the concrete were groundbreaking. Workers even installed a system of pipes to circulate cool water through the concrete, preventing it from cracking due to the heat generated during the curing process. The sheer volume of concrete used not only highlights the dam's immense scale, but also emphasizes the challenges and innovations that went into building one of the world's most significant infrastructure projects. Today, the Hoover Dam remains a critical source of hydroelectric power and a key component in controlling the flow of the Colorado River. Number 23. Count Von Count, the lovable vampire Muppet from Sesame Street, has a penchant for counting that's more than just a playful quirk. His character is actually rooted in vampire folklore, which states that one way to fend off a vampire is by exploiting their obsessive-compulsive behavior. According to myth, if seeds or grains are scattered in front of a vampire, they are compelled to count each one before continuing on their way. This compulsion is said to keep the vampire occupied until sunrise, rendering them harmless. The creators of Sesame Street ingeniously incorporated this folklore into Count Von Count's character, transforming a supernatural myth into an entertaining and educational tool. The Count's love for numbers makes math fun and engaging for children, and his whimsical persona has made him a beloved fixture on the show. This blend of folklore and childhood learning demonstrates the creative brilliance behind Sesame Street, which has used humor and cultural references to teach generations of children. Number 24. The prefix O in Irish surnames, such as O'Reilly or O'Brien, carries significant historical and genealogical meaning. It translates to descendant of in English, signifying a connection to a notable ancestor. This naming tradition dates back to ancient Ireland, where family lineages and clan affiliations played a vital role in social identity and status. The O prefix is derived from the Gaelic word ua, later anglicized as O, which denotes lineage or ancestry. For example, the surname O'Reilly would imply that the person is a descendant of a forebear named Riley. The practice of using prefixes like O and Mac, meaning son of, help distinguish families and clans, providing a sense of belonging and heritage. Today, Irish surnames remain a source of pride and cultural connection for people of Irish descent around the world, serving as a living link to their ancestral past and the rich traditions of Ireland's history. Number 25. Studies in social psychology and communication have revealed a surprising aspect of human interaction. About 80% of the average person's conversations revolve around gossip and complaining. This figure may seem high, but it underscores the importance of social bonding and the exchange of information within communities. Gossip, often seen in a negative light, actually serves a crucial evolutionary purpose. It allows people to share news, keep up with social dynamics, and establish common values or norms. Complaining, on the other hand, can provide a sense of relief and solidarity, helping individuals connect through shared grievances. When people vent about daily struggles or frustrations, they often find comfort in knowing they are not alone. However, excessive negativity can have a detrimental effect on mood and mental well-being, making it essential to balance conversations with more positive or meaningful topics. Despite its reputation, the prevalence of gossip and complaining highlights how deeply social and interdependent humans are. Number 26. The power of words extends beyond communication. Research suggests that a rich and nuanced vocabulary can offer psychological benefits, particularly in protecting against depression. Being able to accurately label and articulate emotions gives people a clearer understanding of what they are experiencing, which can be crucial for emotional processing and regulation. When someone is able to identify their feelings with precision, such as distinguishing between anxious and uneasy or frustrated and disappointed, they are better equipped to confront and manage those emotions. This process is known as emotional granularity, and it has been linked to improved mental health outcomes. Individuals with a well-developed emotional vocabulary are more likely to understand and articulate their needs, seek appropriate support, and employ effective coping strategies. In contrast, people with a limited emotional vocabulary may feel overwhelmed by emotions they cannot name, making it harder to address the root causes of their distress. Thus, expanding one's vocabulary is not only intellectually enriching, but also emotionally empowering. Number 27. Sea turtles are magnificent creatures that are highly protected under various conservation laws in the United States. One of the most serious offenses involving these endangered animals is riding or sitting on them, which is classified as a third-degree felony. This law is in place to safeguard sea turtles from harassment and harm, as their populations have been severely impacted by human activities, including habitat destruction, pollution, and illegal poaching. Sea turtles are vulnerable creatures, especially when they come ashore to nest or rest, and any human interference can be incredibly stressful and dangerous for them. By making it a felony to ride or disturb these animals, authorities aim to emphasize the importance of respecting and protecting marine wildlife. The consequences for violating this law can be severe, including hefty fines and potential jail time. These legal protections are crucial for the ongoing efforts to conserve and restore sea turtle populations, ensuring they have a future in our oceans. Number 28. The human body is in a constant state of renewal, and one of the most remarkable aspects of this process is the shedding of skin. Every hour, a person sheds around 600,000 skin particles, which amounts to roughly 1.5 pounds of skin per year. Over a lifetime, this continuous shedding adds up to a staggering 105 pounds of skin by the age of 70. The outer layer of the skin, known as the epidermis, is made up of dead skin cells that serve as a protective barrier against the environment. These cells are regularly sloughed off and replaced by new cells generated from deeper layers of the skin. This natural exfoliation process helps keep the skin healthy and resilient, but it also contributes to the accumulation of dust in our homes, as much of that dust is composed of dead skin cells. The sheer volume of skin we shed highlights the body's incredible ability to regenerate and maintain itself. Number 29. Music has a profound impact on our emotions and mental well-being, and research has shown that listening to your favorite tunes for as little as 15 minutes a day can significantly improve your mood. Music has the power to reduce stress levels and anxiety by triggering the release of feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals help promote relaxation and enhance overall feelings of happiness. Upbeat and energetic music can uplift your spirits, while calming melodies can soothe the mind and lower blood pressure. Moreover, the act of listening to music can serve as a form of escapism, providing a mental break from the challenges of everyday life. It engages the brain's reward system, making the experience not only enjoyable, but also beneficial for emotional regulation. Whether it's the lyrics, rhythm, or memories associated with a song, music can be a powerful tool for self-care, helping to alleviate sadness and ward off depressive moods. Number 30. Honeybees are extraordinary workers, and the effort they put into making honey is nothing short of astonishing. To produce just 1 pound of honey, a hive of bees must visit approximately 2 million flowers, flying a collective distance that would equal more than twice around the world. This relentless work involves foraging bees collecting nectar from blossoms, which they store in their honey stomachs, before returning to the hive. Once there, the nectar is transferred between bees and gradually transformed into honey through a combination of enzymatic activity and evaporation. The process is highly energy-intensive, requiring collaboration and precision within the hive. Honey not only serves as a crucial food source for bees, especially during winter, but it is also a natural sweetener cherished by humans for its flavor and health benefits. The sheer amount of labor required to produce honey highlights the vital role bees play in ecosystems as pollinators, as well as the importance of protecting and preserving these tireless insects. Number 31. The name Bluetooth has a fascinating historical origin that pays tribute to a 10th century Danish king, Harald Bluetooth Gormson. King Harald is known for uniting the warring tribes of Denmark and parts of Norway, bringing a sense of cohesion and harmony to the region. In a similar spirit, Bluetooth technology was developed to unify the fragmented world of communication devices, allowing seamless wireless connectivity between cell phones, computers, headphones, and other gadgets. The developers of this technology saw a parallel between the unifying accomplishments of King Harald and their goal of creating a universal standard for device communication. Interestingly, the Bluetooth logo itself is a combination of the runic symbols for H and B, representing Harald Bluetooth's initials. This creative naming and symbolic logo reflect the historical inspiration behind the technology. By bridging communication gaps, Bluetooth has become an indispensable part of modern life, making wireless data transfer convenient and efficient while honoring a medieval king's legacy. Number 32. In the world of duels, where honor and skill are tested between two individuals, the concept becomes more complex when 3 people are involved. This type of three-way showdown is known as a truel. Unlike traditional duels, truels introduce a strategic element that goes beyond marksmanship or swordsmanship, as each participant must carefully consider the actions and alliances of the other two. The rules and dynamics of a truel can vary, but they generally require each combatant to make decisions based on probabilities and alliances, adding a layer of psychological strategy. For example, in a truel involving firearms, the combatants might choose to target the strongest or weakest opponent first, depending on their strategy and perception of threat. The concept of a truel is often explored in game theory and mathematical problems, as it presents interesting dilemmas regarding decision-making and risk assessment. In literature and film, truels can create dramatic and suspenseful scenarios, emphasizing the complexity of human rivalry. Number 33. Many people are familiar with the iconic Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor, a symbol of freedom and a gift from France to the United States in 1886. However, not everyone knows that there is also a smaller replica of the Statue of Liberty in Paris, standing proudly on the Île aux Cygnes, an island in the Seine River. This Parisian statue was erected in 1889 and faces westward, looking in the direction of its larger counterpart across the Atlantic Ocean. The positioning of the statue symbolizes the enduring friendship and shared values between France and the United States. Both countries have a deep history of mutual support, particularly during pivotal moments such as the American Revolution and World Wars. The Statue of Liberty, with its message of liberty and democracy, serves as a reminder of this bond. The Parisian replica may be smaller, but its significance is profound, reinforcing the transatlantic ties that continue to shape the cultural and political relationship between these two nations. Number 34. Humor is a complex psychological phenomenon, and the type of humor we appreciate can reveal interesting aspects of our cognitive and emotional traits. Studies have shown that people who enjoy dark or morbid jokes, which often involve taboo or uncomfortable subjects, tend to have higher IQs. This is because understanding and appreciating dark humor requires advanced cognitive processing, including the ability to quickly recognize incongruity, interpret subtle meaning, and distance oneself emotionally from the content. Moreover, these individuals often exhibit less aggressive behavior and better emotional regulation. It may seem counterintuitive, but this correlation suggests that people who can laugh at dark jokes are less likely to harbor hostility, as they are often more open-minded and able to see humor in life's absurdities. While dark humor is not for everyone and can be considered offensive by some, for those who enjoy it, it serves as a coping mechanism and a way to confront life's challenges with a sense of irony. Number 35. Termite queens are remarkable creatures, not only for their role in building and sustaining massive colonies, but also for their extraordinary longevity. These queens have been known to live longer than any other insect, with some estimates suggesting a lifespan of up to 100 years. This incredible longevity is largely due to their reproductive role. The queen is responsible for producing thousands, if not millions, of offspring over her lifetime. Her body is highly specialized for egg laying, often swelling to several times the size of a typical termite as she continuously lays eggs to populate the colony. The queen is well protected within the nest by worker termites, who care for her and defend her from predators. This high level of protection, combined with the termite colony's intricate social structure, contributes to her long life. The queen's extended lifespan and prolific reproductive capacity are crucial for the survival and expansion of termite colonies, making her a central figure in their ecosystem. Number 36. Graffiti may seem like a modern phenomenon, but it actually dates back thousands of years. One of the most fascinating historical examples can be found on the ancient Egyptian pyramids. During the Roman occupation of Egypt, Roman tourists visited these awe-inspiring monuments and often left behind their impressions in the form of graffiti. Some of these inscriptions are surprisingly humorous and relatable, echoing sentiments one might expect from modern-day tourists. Phrases like, "I didn't like anything but the sarcophagus," and "I can't read the hieroglyphs," show that even in antiquity, travelers expressed their opinions about the sites they visited, often with a hint of sarcasm or frustration. These inscriptions provide a unique glimpse into the thoughts and humor of ancient Romans, as well as their interactions with the great monuments of Egypt. They also remind us that tourism and the human desire to leave a mark or share an experience has been around far longer than we may think. Number 37, the Kararu, or New Zealand wood pigeon, is a bird known for its striking appearance and amusing behavior. With iridescent green and purple plumage and a large, plump body, the Kararu is both glamorous and endearing. However, this bird has earned a reputation for being hilariously clumsy, particularly when it indulges in a favorite but risky pastime, eating fermented fruit. When the fruit of certain native trees ferments, the natural sugars turn into alcohol, and Kararu often gorge themselves on these intoxicating snacks. The result? A drunken bird that loses its coordination, sometimes tumbling from tree branches or flying erratically. These antics have made the Kararu a beloved and humorous figure in New Zealand culture, celebrated for its gluttonous appetite and frequent mishaps. Despite its comedic behavior, the Kararu plays a crucial role in the ecosystem, as it helps disperse the seeds of native plants. Conservation efforts are vital to protect this beautiful, iconic bird and its natural habitat. Number 38, Kennenhoppning, or rabbit show jumping, is a delightful and quirky sport that originated in Sweden and has gained popularity in various countries. Much like equestrian show jumping, this sport involves training rabbits to jump over a series of obstacles, including hurdles, fences, and hoops, in a competition setting. The rabbits are guided through the course on a leash, and their agility, speed, and precision are tested. The sport requires patience and skill from both the rabbits and their trainers, as the animals must learn to overcome obstacles confidently. Over the years, Kennenhoppning has produced some impressive feats, with the world record for the highest jump being an astounding 42 inches, 106 centimeters. This achievement showcases the incredible athleticism and intelligence of rabbits, which are often underestimated. The sport has become a fun and engaging way to bond with rabbits, promoting their physical activity and mental stimulation while entertaining audiences with these unexpected athletes. Number 39. The reproductive strategies of chickens are more complex than they appear at first glance. Female chickens, or hens, have developed an incredible adaptation that gives them some control over the genetic quality of their offspring. In the animal kingdom, chickens are known for their hierarchical social structure, with dominant and subordinate roosters vying for mating opportunities. When a hen mates with multiple roosters, she has the ability to selectively eject sperm from males she deems less desirable. This phenomenon, known as cryptic female choice, often occurs when the rooster is lower in the pecking order or otherwise deemed an unsuitable mate. By expelling sperm from less favorable partners, the hen increases the chances of her eggs being fertilized by a genetically superior male, enhancing the quality of her future offspring. This evolutionary trait highlights the complex mating strategies and reproductive biology found in even the most seemingly ordinary farm animals, demonstrating nature's ingenious ways of optimizing survival and fitness. Number 40. Human evolution is filled with fascinating remnants of our ancient past, and one of the most intriguing is the small fold of tissue in the inner corner of the human eye, known as the plica semilunaris. Scientists believe that this structure is a vestigial remnant of a third eyelid, also called a nictitating membrane, which was once fully functional in early human ancestors. This membrane, found in many birds, reptiles, and some mammals, serves as an extra layer of protection for the eye, helping to keep it moist and shielding it from debris or harsh environmental conditions. Over millions of years, as human ancestors evolved and no longer needed this protective feature, the third eyelid gradually diminished, leaving only the plica semilunaris behind. Today, the fold serves no significant purpose in humans, but it remains as a fascinating reminder of our evolutionary heritage. Studying such vestigial traits helps scientists better understand the adaptations and environmental pressures that shaped our species. Number 41. The human face is full of unique features, each with its own name and function. One such feature is the space between the eyebrows, known as the glabella. The term comes from the Latin word glabellus, which means smooth, and it aptly describes the typically hairless area between the brows. The glabella is an important landmark in both anatomy and medicine, as it overlies the frontal bone and is often used by healthcare professionals for assessing neurological function. For example, the glabular reflex is a simple test in which a person is tapped lightly on the glabella. If they continue to blink after repeated taps, it can be a sign of neurological abnormalities. In cosmetic and aesthetic contexts, the glabella is a common area for wrinkle treatment, especially since frown lines or glabellar lines often develop there as we age. The glabella, though often overlooked, plays a small yet notable role in the structure and expression of our faces. Number 42, Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller The Birds, 1963, is remembered for its eerie portrayal of aggressive bird attacks, a premise that remains unsettling to audiences today. Behind the scenes, creating this cinematic horror involves some creative and unconventional techniques, especially when working with live seagulls. To prevent the seagulls from flying away during filming, the crew devised an unusual solution. They fed the birds a mixture of wheat and whiskey. The alcohol made the seagulls more docile, causing them to stay grounded and easier to direct during crucial scenes. This method, though effective, reflects the lengths to which filmmakers had to go in an era before advanced computer-generated imagery, CGI, was available. Hitchcock's attention to detail and his innovative use of real animals contributed to the film's suspenseful atmosphere, making The Birds a landmark in the horror genre. Even today, the film is celebrated for its groundbreaking effects and Hitchcock's mastery of building psychological tension. Number 43. A pangram is a unique and playful linguistic concept that has fascinated writers, typographers, and language enthusiasts for years. A pangrammatic sentence contains every letter of the alphabet at least once, making it a valuable tool for testing fonts, keyboards, and calligraphy. One of the most well-known and widely used pangrams is, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog." This sentence is particularly popular because it is short and easy to remember while successfully incorporating all 26 letters. Pangrams are not only practical, but also serve as a fun writing challenge. Constructing a grammatically correct and meaningful sentence using every letter requires creativity and linguistic flexibility. In addition to their practical applications, pangrams are often used in language games and puzzles, sparking curiosity and encouraging people to think about the structure and possibilities of the English language. Exploring pangrams gives us a greater appreciation for the versatility and richness of the written word. Number 44, Sir Isaac Newton, renowned for his monumental contributions to science and mathematics, also had a brief and somewhat uneventful political career. In 1689, he was elected as a Member of Parliament, MP, for the University of Cambridge, a position he held for 1 year. Despite his reputation as a brilliant thinker and philosopher, Newton's time in Parliament was remarkably quiet. In fact, he is famously known for having spoken only once during his tenure, and it wasn't to discuss legislation or propose scientific reforms. Instead, Newton's sole recorded contribution to parliamentary debate was a simple request. He asked someone to close a window because he was feeling a draft. This anecdote has become legendary, illustrating that even the greatest minds have moments of ordinariness. While Newton's time in politics did not produce any groundbreaking ideas or initiatives, it serves as an interesting footnote in the life of a man whose influence on science and mathematics is unparalleled. Number 45. The name porcupine comes from the Old French term porc espin, which translates to spiny pig. This etymology highlights the unique appearance of these fascinating creatures, which are known for their coat of sharp quills. Although porcupines are rodents and not related to pigs, the comparison comes from the way their quills resemble spines sticking out from their body, much like the bristles of a spiky pig. These quills serve as the porcupine's primary defense mechanism, and they are designed to detach easily and embed in the skin of predators that get too close. Contrary to popular belief, porcupines cannot shoot their quills. The quills detach only when contact is made. Found across various parts of the world, from North and South America to Asia and Africa, porcupines are adaptable and resilient creatures. Their name may sound odd, but it is a fitting description of one of nature's most well-armored rodents, emphasizing both their physical characteristics and their impressive defense system. Number 46. The 2004 film Mean Girls is a pop culture phenomenon that continues to resonate with audiences, and even the smallest details of the movie are filled with meaning. The main character, Katie Heron, played by Lindsay Lohan, has a name that pays tribute to an important figure in American history, Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Stanton was a leading pioneer in the women's rights movement of the 19th century and played a crucial role in advocating for women's suffrage. Naming the character Katie may seem subtle, but it adds a layer of depth to the film. The reference aligns with the film's exploration of female dynamics and the struggles that young women face in their social environments. While Mean Girls primarily focuses on the drama and humor of high school life, this historical nod to Stanton highlights the ongoing conversation about women's empowerment and the challenges they face in society. It's a clever, behind-the-scenes homage that connects a modern story of teenage cliques to the broader history of women's rights. Number 47. The 1962 laughter epidemic in Tanganyika, now Tanzania, is one of the most bizarre and fascinating cases of mass hysteria ever documented. The phenomenon began in a girls' school in the village of Kashasha, where a small group of students suddenly began laughing uncontrollably. This laughter was infectious, spreading rapidly to other students and eventually affecting neighboring communities. The laughter outbreaks were so severe that some victims experienced fainting, respiratory problems, and even physical pain. The inexplicable condition soon led to the temporary closure of 14 schools as authorities struggled to contain the situation. In total, around 1,000 people were affected by this mysterious epidemic, which lasted for several months. Psychologists and scientists have since speculated that the laughter was a form of mass psychogenic illness, triggered by stress and anxiety in a post-colonial society undergoing significant social changes. The event remains a puzzling example of how psychological and social factors can lead to widespread, uncontrollable physical reactions, and it serves as a reminder of the complex interplay between mind and body. Number 48. Gallotophobia, derived from the Greek word gelos, meaning laughter, is a relatively little-known, yet deeply impactful psychological condition. People with gallotophobia have an intense fear of being laughed at, and they interpret any laughter around them as a direct form of ridicule. This fear can significantly affect their social interactions, making them anxious and self-conscious in situations where laughter is present, even if it is unrelated to them. Studies suggest that up to 13% of the population may experience some form of gallotophobia, with varying degrees of severity. For those with extreme cases, the condition can lead to social isolation, low self-esteem, and even depression. The fear often stems from past experiences of being bullied or humiliated, leaving a lasting psychological imprint. Understanding gelatophobia sheds light on how deeply laughter, a universal sign of joy, can affect people differently. It also emphasizes the importance of creating supportive and non-judgmental environments where everyone feels safe to express themselves without fear of mockery. Number 49, in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. By L. Frank Baum, the famous wizard is known for his larger-than-life persona, but his real name is far more elaborate. His full name is Oscar Zoroaster. Friedrich Isaac Norman Henkel, Emmanuel Ambrose Diggs. A mouthful of grand and impressive words. However, the wizard found that the initials of his full name, OZPNHEAD, spelled out pinhead, which he found both comical and embarrassing. As a result, he decided to simplify things by using only the first two letters, OZ, which became the name he is famously known by in the Land of Oz. This whimsical backstory adds depth to the wizard's character, showing his penchant for showmanship and his desire to maintain an air of mystery and authority. The humor of his initials reflects Baum's playful writing style and the satirical undertones that run throughout the Oz series, where appearances often mask deeper truths. Number 50. The presence of a dog has a surprising effect on human social dynamics, especially when it comes to confidence and interaction. Research indicates that more than 80% of people feel more comfortable and confident approaching someone they find attractive if that person is accompanied by a dog. This phenomenon is rooted in the perception of dog owners as friendly, approachable, and trustworthy. Dogs serve as social catalysts, making interactions more relaxed and giving people a natural conversation starter. For example, a passerby might comment on the dog's appearance, breed, or behavior, breaking the ice and creating a friendly atmosphere. Dogs also tend to make their owners appear more nurturing and compassionate, traits that are widely perceived as desirable. The idea that animals can enhance human connections is a testament to the strong bond between people and pets. It highlights how dogs not only provide companionship, but also facilitate meaningful social interactions in public settings. Number 51, the Krzywy Las, or Crooked Forest, located near Gryfino in Poland, is one of the world's most intriguing natural phenomena. The forest is home to about 400 pine trees, all of which have an unusual and distinctive J-shaped curve at the base of their trunks. What makes these trees so fascinating is that they all bend uniformly before curving upwards toward the sky. The cause of this peculiar shape remains a mystery, despite numerous theories attempting to explain it. Some suggest that human intervention was responsible, possibly in an attempt to grow curved wood for boat building or furniture in the 1930s. Others believe that natural forces, such as heavy snow or unusual soil conditions, may have influenced the growth patterns. Yet, no definitive explanation has ever been confirmed, and the forest continues to attract tourists, scientists, and mystery enthusiasts. The Crooked Forest serves as a hauntingly beautiful reminder of nature's unexplained wonders, sparking curiosity and inspiring tales of the supernatural.